Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sixth, I think, session of the Pirates of the Aquan. It's been a little while, so last time we did stuff. It was mostly, I don't remember what happened at the beginning, but I remember what happened at the end. You
Yeah,
guys
we
fled.
bailed from the island, and at the end, the beginning, I got freed from prison, I think it was.
Yeah, that might have been it. Um, so you got out of prison and you started, um,
Time traveling.
yeah, basically. And you went all over town looting stuff, and you
hmm
found a secret. The most important thing that you found was a secret underground base that seems to be some sort of magic experimental area. And you relocated your suit in the underground area. Excuse me. And you got it back and you stole a bunch of stuff. However, one of the items that you stole was a mask that attempted to mind control you, and you basically, well, we did the rolls and you would have died, but I forgot about your companion and that he could swoop in and try to save you.
hmm
So I allowed that to happen, and just before that one roll that you would have died on, he managed to do a
Stabilize.
successful medicine check on you and save your life. Um, and you were unconscious for the rest of the session, and he brought you back to the ship. And him and the captain just went on a murder streak and killed a bunch of scientists and stole all their magic items. And the rest of the pirate crew got into a huge brawl in the middle of the town to protect them. And then they managed to get back onto the ship. And the last thing that was important that happened was uh, the guys that the cursed captain got to investigate the island, or whatever it was that he got them to investigate. I don't remember exactly. Um, he probably remembers. They were part of the brawl and ended up on the ship. So you guys fled port, and that is where we left off. So
Yeah.
if you guys have anything that you want to do, you would have woken up soon after they fled port. I forget your character's name.
Flag. Oh, not flag.
The other one.
Yazul. Yuzai.
Juzai, yes. Yes, that's the one. Yes, you wake up soon after the, um, the fleeing of port, but you can no longer see the island if you walk up on deck, so you wake up soon after, like an hour after you got knocked out, technically, or stabilized, I mean. Um, so, what do you guys want to do? You have a little bit of time before the next major event happens, so you guys can do whatever you want on the ship.
Oh, I'm just gonna be lazy and stay down.
Alright, you rest for a day, we'll say. Um, unless if you want to do anything else during that day, but that
I mean,
day is.
I took a beating. I got knocked out. Nearly met shook Dad's hand. I think I'm gonna stay asleep for a little while.
Alright. So, you rest up, Anything the Curse Captain wants to do during the first day of your
Yeah, let's
travel?
talk with the Blood Captain. Or Blood Bear.
Bloodbeard. Yeah. Alright. He's at your disposal. He's just sort of sitting. If you imagine, it's sort of like a movie. The scene begins and you're walking into the captain's quarters and he's just sort of examining nautical maps again.
I will just put out one of the swords I found and say, light it a flame. And I will say, I found this sword, but I have no need of weapons.
He goes, well, alright, and he offers his hand forward to take it if you wanted to give it to him.
Perhaps you had anything else that might suit me better. And I'll just give him the sword.
He takes the sword and he goes, well, I'll have to look, but sure, I'll have a look. And he just sort of puts it in a weapon stand nearby, and he gets up and walks out of the room. You can follow him if you want, but you assume he's going to come back.
Yeah, and I'll also give him my half-complete magic item, a prototype ball with gears,
Alright?
and I'll ask him if he knows anything about these vials.
Alright, he goes, I technically have a crew to find out anything about those, but I can take them down to Jazai if you wish.
Yeah, I can take them to him after.
He nods. Seems like he's just trying to recuperate from what happened. But he still has his powers, so perhaps he'll be able to help you. And he starts walking out of the room.
Yeah.
Alright, if you wait for him to come back, he comes back about 10 minutes. And he says, my crew assures me that this may be of use. And he sort of has in his hands, one in his left and one in his right, two metal things that perhaps you would put on your knuckles.
Yeah. I take a look at them and see what I think of them.
Alright, do you want to see if they're magical? That's Arcana. If you want to just examine them, that's Investigation. It's up to you what you want to do with them.
Wrong character, but yeah, still the same number.
Alright. Yeah, it doesn't show the character's name or anything, so I wouldn't have noticed. But either way, you just sort of look them over. They have an intricate snake-like design on the outer part. Otherwise, they're just like a metal bar that you would put across your knuckles that seems to have like grooves inside that would fit your knuckles. They don't look very impressive other than that. They just have the intricate design in them. Perhaps they're made of iron, you're not sure.
Perhaps I'll try them out and I'll let you know if they're any good.
He goes, well, we just found them during one of our exploration, one of our adventures.
They possess magical capability as well, or just metal?
We haven't had them identified yet, so we don't know.
I'll take them to her side. And
he nods towards you.
so I'll just delete the other things from my inventory sheets.
Alright. And he goes, as far as the sword goes, I don't have need of it, but perhaps I'll find a crew member who will benefit from it. So he's basically going to keep it until one of the other crew members does something exemplary and probably give it out as a gift.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just nod and leave.
He goes back to his nautical maps.
I'll head to Versailles and I'll knock on your door.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Get up all groggily and not ready to wake up yet.
Yeah,
Over there, go like, what?
I have some things that you could take a look at. You seem to know about these things, and I hand you a bunch of potions.
I just have my hands on the door, go on the door, and one on the walls go like, you know, there are more people than just me who can do that, right?
Perhaps, but I was referred to you, and besides,
Uh,
I already know you do this sort of thing.
Okay, come in. Open the door up and let him come in.
yes.
Yeah,
Technically, the
um,
captain did order you to do this, so if you need
Yeah.
to, you can pull that card. So you go in, and
So,
Yes.
how many potions do you have? Are they the same? Are they different? What?
I look at the colors. Are they the same? Are they different?
you got a virtual rainbow. Does it say how many you have?
4.
Okay, yeah, you have a virtual rainbow. They're all different colors.
They seem to be different.
Great. That makes my job
He
20
pulls
times
them
as
out.
hard.
He pulls them out, and they're in one of those little stands that has four little holes in it for the little vials. They're perfectly cylindrical vials that have the little tapering circular bottom, and they have the corks in the top. They're the stereotypical ones. And he just
Yeah.
sort of puts them on the desk. They're
Well,
each
that's
different.
great. I was expecting well, you said potions, not vials. Yeah, I was expecting more liquid to be available.
There's not much liquid in them, but they look weird and interesting, which is why he picked them up.
I do not
So,
know.
let me see what I can do for you.
Technically, I think you can cast Identify as a ritual. So
Yes,
even
I
if you don't
can.
have spells, you can
As long as you
eventually
have your
identify them.
magnifying
Yeah.
glass, I assume you do.
All right.
So yeah, it's gonna take up to 4 minutes to identify each and every one of them.
10 minutes each, so 40 minutes.
Yeah.
44 to be exact. Cause, oh, wait, 40 minutes. You're right.
Yeah. Technically, if you're casting as a ritual, it just takes 10 minutes. Some people rule that it takes an extra minute because of the casting time, but I'm just going to say that part of the ritual is the casting time. So
Yeah.
it's 10 minutes. Either way, you look them over. One is a yellow liquid. It appears to be um, some sort of strength enhancer, but since you casted Identify on it, you realize that this is a very potent poison that appears to be a strength enhancer. So
So yeah,
that's one.
I'm for each and every one that I identify first, then I make a label and say, "Don't drink this. That's a poison."
Yeah, it just appears to be a strength enhancer. So it looks like a potion that would increase your strength by 2 for an hour. However, it's not that.
Yeah. So
So,
just write the label on it. Fake strength enhancer.
yes. So technically you could put it in a vial and if someone were to examine it without using a spell as you did, it would appear to be something that would increase your strength. And if they were to drink it, it would be a relatively powerful poison. It deals like 5d20 plus 30
Ouch. Plus
damage.
70. Ouch.
Yeah. So it deals a lot of damage. However, and it also causes the poisoned status effect if they manage to survive. So it's pretty potent.
Yeah.
But it's one use only, so it has one
This
dose.
this could get you
Is this
quite a
still
lot
the
of.
same yellow one, or was that a different
Yeah,
one?
the yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one. Okay.
This could get you quite a lot on the Assassin's Black Market.
Yes, it could.
So you have to be very careful, because they're still assassins.
Well, I have no need of gold, so I should be fine.
Okay, the next one.
All right. Next one is like it's like fluorescent colored, like it's glowing slightly, and it's purple. And this one is also another poison, but it obviously looks poisonous. It's apparently a bioluminescent jellyfish poison. Apparently, maybe they were experimenting on it and didn't get a chance to change it or anything, but it causes paralysis for 10 minutes if
So yeah, just
consumed.
right on it. Paralyzing poison. Yeah, that one just literally is nothing special.
Yeah. If it's usually a jellyfish uses it in a very small dose to stun a fish and then just pull it up into its body to consume, but there's a lot of it, so
Yeah.
it works for quite a while.
Oh yeah. A whole dose will do 10 minutes. Smaller doses might do less.
Yes.
So let's see, number 3.
All right, another fluorescent looking one, glowing, but this one is pink, and this one is it's the equivalent of a superior healing potion. However, it's much more compact and doesn't look like a regular superior healing potion.
Look, this thing could get you also quite a lot. I mean, you might not say it, but this is actually a powerful superior healing potion. This could get you quite a lot of money.
It would
And
seem I
then the
already
last.
have this,
Yeah,
but
what do you
2
say?
should be fine. Yeah, I just said I already have one of those, but 2 should be fine.
Yeah.
You can use it for another purpose. You can just write it in your inventory as that, but if you want to differentiate it, you can put whatever you want.
So last one.
All right, another fluorescent glowing one. This one is turquoise, and this is something that you may need use of in the future. It is a potion of elongated water breathing. It lasts for 24 hours.
Well, this is something you could use. It lets you breathe underwater for a whole day.
So this is what I was meant to find.
So if you let me keep it, I can, well, mass produce it, make more of them.
You can?
I can, with some help from the crew.
He can attempt to. He's being overconfident. He's overstating it, but he can attempt to.
Yeah. I can attempt to.
Actually, yeah, sure, because he's... Yeah, sure, I will do an insight check.
Alright.
So what do I roll for it?
You can roll, well, you're pretty confident in yourself, so you can roll persuasion.
You're not really lying, so, but you're, yeah.
Drum roll, an 18.
Pretty good, but his insight is 25. So,
yeah. I'm confident in my skills.
You see that he's genuinely confident in himself, but you have a feeling that he'd have to do it, like, he'd have to examine it, and if he doesn't succeed a number of times in a row to figure out what it's made out of, then it may just become inert and not be useful for anything, and he might not figure out what its components are.
Do you need some help with that?
If you know how chemistry works, then sure.
I know how the body works.
No, that's biology.
Well, he might be able to help you figure out how certain components interact with different parts of the body. But I'll say that he can give you
ingest it.
he can literally give you advantage on anything that you.
But yeah, you can help. Hopefully, this
And
won't go
I
bad.
will show you some metal gloves as well. And the captain gave me these.
Oh, metal gloves. You want me? Didn't you ask him what they were? You should know what they are.
They are metal gloves of some sort.
Okay, he didn't tell you. Let me see.
Alright, you take another 10 minutes, and these are basically just +2 weapons for his fists.
So basically, a better thing than your bare hand.
Do not know if I do not know if that is correct, but I will try them. So I'll put them on.
Alright, you put them on, and your fists, like you just sort of do some practice punches with them. Your fists seem to move slightly quicker. Even though you have weights on them, which doesn't make sense.
Like I said, magic is strange at times.
Indeed.
So if you still want me to investigate those, well, what the components are of that 24-hour breathing potion.
Yes, that would be handy for
Well,
where we're going.
let me get the crew together then. Well, the artificer crew, that is.
Alright, and I'll say that over a period of time, you gather them together. Though, Captain, if you wish, you could show him some of those other items that you were trying to show the captain.
Oh yeah,
Unless
I thought
if you
I already gave him. I thought
if
I
you
already
gave them to
all
him.
the items. You gave me all the items. Okay, identify them all then before I'd actually go and do that.
All right, Bloodbeard would show up eventually and be
Yeah,
like,
okay.
"Here are the other ones."
Yeah. I deleted them, but I think one of them was this not completed magic item, like half completed.
Yes,
Let me.
if I remember that correctly, it looked like a pair of legs.
Well, let me see. What's this then?
All right, you start examining it. It looks like, even just a cursory glance, it looks like something that an artificer could make. And it's basically what the artificer usually can make. It's like the golem thing that they usually have. But it's incomplete, and it looks like it was being made by someone who isn't skilled in the artificer field. So that's why it probably was incomplete, because they couldn't figure out how to get
Jeez,
it moving.
what's this? First grade mechanics?
Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to get the legs to move within a sufficient power source, but you could
So,
easily just make something to make the legs move.
so
But
question: do you have the blueprints of this thing? Because otherwise, you just have a pair of dancing legs.
and yes, the captain grabbed those, and he just sort of passes them over. It looks like they were trying to make something with a very obtusely large torso. And it had very large fists. And the leg parts that you currently have in front of you seem to be just mostly the bottom part, which is a lot smaller than the part that they were going to get to, but they didn't probably get a chance to do that yet.
The idiots. They need to actually have a good ratio in form and body, otherwise the thing won't even be able to walk on its own legs.
It looks almost like a headless gorilla, is what they were trying to build. But the body, like the torso and the shoulders, are much wider, and the abdominal area is much skinnier. So it looks like they were trying to build something that was very top heavy, and the fists, it was supposed to stand upright according to the blueprints. But you have a feeling if this thing were actually built, it would have to walk like a gorilla on its fists. But
Needs way more adjustments than I think, because this thing is going to. They wanted to have it like us bipedal, but the way they actually designed it, that's not ever going to happen.
yeah, basically the weight ratios would cause it to lean forward, so it would have to walk on its fists.
So I can make it to be like that, but I don't think any ship could actually be able to carry it. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's quite a heavy thing that they were trying to build, and
Unless
you don't have the materials that they were making it out of. They made them out of some sort of weird silvery looking material that they added to your suit.
Yes,
So you don't know what the material is.
Yeah, I can investigate the suit for that.
Yeah, there was also the silver ball.
Silver ball.
With
Yeah,
gears,
Let me see that ball.
yeah, you can identify it if you wish.
Yeah, identify every magical piece he gets from that very underground lab thing.
Yeah. So this ball, it has a number of uses. However, the most important one seems to be, you could literally revive somebody with this, no matter how long they've been dead for. It's a magical item that goes in where the heart would be, and it basically absorbs magically and reanimates whatever it is put into. And whoever this person is that you decide to put this into literally has like a magical item that they can take out of their body and throw at people and hit people with, and it deals damage, lightning damage, and it can like make bright light in dark spaces, things of that nature.
So this basically is, well, how do I put this? You can bring people back from the dead with it.
Well,
Like,
you
for
mind if
say-
I take a look at it?
Yeah, sure. Well, you can see it, right? I mean, I'm holding here in my hand, then you could have looked at it. I mean, you could bring, for say, your, I guess, 100-year-old dead grandma back to life.
I try and take it from your hand.
Not gonna resist him.
Okay.
Right?
And I say, well, this doesn't belong here. It's a disgrace, and I'm gonna attempt to throw it overboard.
No, wouldn't do that.
Okay, you see him attempt to throw it
No, you don't.
before he starts. So roll initiative.
He doesn't like bringing dead people back, so you know.
Unfortunately, he gets to go before you. So you are currently in someone's locked confined quarters. There's no windows or anything.
Okay.
So you would have to move somewhere else.
I run for the door.
No, you don't.
Right? You get to the door.
I take disengage first.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not your
teleport.
Yes, unfortunately, it's his turn. So on your turn, you can do that. So you get 30 feet with your regular movement if you want to dash.
45.
Or yeah, you're a monk.
He's a
I
monk.
forgot about that. So you can move a little further. You get a little further away than that. So you can, with your regular movement, just do that. You can look for an open space.
How far is it to the top of the ship then?
You'd have to get to the other side of the ship, which you need another half movement to get to, and then you'd have to climb the staircase to get up.
I can spend a key to dash.
Alright. He dashes, and he gets to the top of the ship.
That's 90 feet. So yeah, I would be at the top of the ship then.
Yeah.
So is that like 90 feet going stair up, stair up, stair up?
Yeah, he climbs up the stairs with 90 feet of movement.
So that would go using stair, then back to another side, then stair, back to another side, back. right?
No,
Or...
there's only one staircase up to the deck from your quarters. You're on the second floor.
Also, if you read, you have to see the space you teleport to.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
I
he
just
gets
let
to
him get. I let him get to the top deck, and I just put my suit on. As soon as he throws it, I just look from one side of the ship and the other side of the ship to see which one he throws it out of.
Okay. So you throw it, I assume.
Yeah, I throw it as far as I can.
All right. Roll a ranged attack.
Ranged attack.
Unproficient.
Unproficient.
Yeah. All right. You managed to throw it a decent distance, about 200 feet off the boat. So, now that it is Jazai's turn.
Just get off the ship and go after it, retrieving it.
Okay, first you need to roll a d2 to see whether or not you see it. So, Captain, you can choose whether it's 1 or 2.
Whether it's 1 or 2, or left or right side,
See
you mean?
which side you throw it off,
Yeah.
and if I see it.
Yeah. So you basically get to decide whether it's 1 or 2, and then if he rolls the number you say, then he sees it.
Okay, so yeah, you have to roll 2.
All right. Unfortunately, you do not see which way he threw it.
Bugger. Well, as I missed it, I just... He did leave all the other stuff in my room, right?
Yeah, all the other stuff is still in the room.
Check the blueprints.
All right, you start looking at the blueprints. It is... what languages do you know?
Let me roll that up. Oh, I just know 2. Hooray.
All right, you do not understand what this thing says.
Well, as long as I have the blueprint that looks a lot like the item he just threw overboard.
It looks similar, but you don't understand what it says.
Close enough.
All right. There's different little lines pointing to different things with labels on them that you don't understand. But you can still attempt to later, maybe,
Yeah.
figure out what it means.
As long as I have the blueprint, I can mass produce it.
You can attempt to, yes. Depending on what the components are. Like,
Yeah,
if
that's
there's
also
a
true.
component that you have to kill a black dragon adult to get, then it'd be kind of hard to mass produce, but you can make a few, maybe, if you could find them.
That's very true.
But
I mean, the black market has a lot of stuff.
Yes, but it's still, depending on the rarity of the items needed, you could perhaps make another one. However, that is over with.
Yeah,
So
he just don't like cheating death on anyone, so
that's fair.
his reasoning.
That's fair. You can have your own reasoning. That's fine. Either way, Bloodbeard goes, well, there's a lot of money gone, but nothing we can do now. And he just sort of walks out of the room.
It sure is a lot of money.
So yeah, for future, if you have anything that revives people or stuff like that, don't tell me.
Says the guy that constantly cheated death cause curse.
Yeah, but he wanted to die, so it's not his own doing.
All right, that's fair. So is there anything else?
Well, I just check all the blueprints that if there are any items, I check them and all the blueprints that are left.
All right. The rest of the blueprints are just items that you already know what they do. Like, Bloodbeard picked up that item that attached itself to the captain's mouth. That weird item that has metal prongs on it that interlock to cause someone's mouth to remain closed, things like that. And that's exactly what it does. It just grips to whatever it is, its mouth, and it tries to evenly space along its mouth to keep it remaining closed. And if you attempt to remove it, it deals a bunch of piercing damage. So, I don't think that there was anything else. There was the weird gun, that's right. However, the cursed captain has that, and he hasn't shown it to you.
Yeah, I would have given it to him. So you have that gun, yeah.
Okay.
I just forgot.
Yeah, so I checked it out.
If the cursed captain would have taken it, then yes. But if Bloodbeard took it, then he wouldn't have shown it to you. So.
Oh yeah, because I basically gave Bloodbeard all the stuff because I didn't really need it, or all the things I didn't need. That's
okay. So he has the gun. He's not going to show it to you.
Okay.
Because he has his black pearl, which he can just store a bunch of firearms in. So he just threw it in the black pearl. And he's going to eventually figure out what it does on his own.
Yeah, when it blasts him off the ship.
So that's it. So if there's anything else you want to do in that day,
So yeah, get the, as I said before, the artificer crew together to try and identify what that 124-hour potion is made of and components are.
Okay, so are you still going to allow the cursed captain to help you? Because otherwise you'll have to roll without advantage. Okay. Do you help him?
yeah, sure. If he comes, find me.
All right.
So yeah.
So with each of your rolls, you now have the advantage. You need to successfully make 2 rolls in a row to identify what this is.
Of what is the question? Arcana or investigation?
You need to make 1 Arcana and 1 Tinker roll. Both of them need to be successful. So go ahead and make your Tinker.
Oh. Apparently I didn't put them in.
Alright, Tinker tools are usually based on intelligence.
But let me just put them in just so that it's a bit easier.
You have expertise because you're the artificer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives me proficiency, not the expertise.
Yeah, the things you are proficient in, or is that just alchemist?
I don't know.
No, with the gunsmith, you have expertise in smithing tools.
Okay, yeah, so it's just artificer or the alchemist then.
Yeah, the alchemist also has some. The alchemist has some alchemy tools. The gunsmiths have tinker and smithing.
Yeah, so tinkering is based on intelligence.
So here goes. Nat 20.
Alright, so you managed to succeed both on the first try, with him helping you. Otherwise, you may not have. The DC was actually 23 for both of them. So, if he wasn't helping you, you wouldn't have. He points out this. You are looking through a microscope with the Arcana, and you're just sort of looking at the magical aura around it, and he takes a glance at it and he points out something that you actually missed. So, the components of this are, let's see, you need oil from a shark, a great white shark. You need sufficient enchanting ability, which an artificer has. So you have to imbue it with magic. And you need the crushed up gills of a piranha. You need all 3 of those things in
Okay.
order to create another one.
Well, that would be easy.
And just to be clear, with the gills, you need the lung part of the piranha as well.
Mhm.
So you need the whole
Still
thing.
easy.
Yeah.
Since
And
one piranha
apparently,
has 2, so can make 2 then.
yeah. The part that seems to be weird and different is the enchanting method that you need to use, but since you're an artificer, you understand it. So,
Nothing new there.
yeah. It's a different technique than what's usually used to enchant potions, but it's not something that's beyond your comprehension, due to the fact that he actually helped you notice this weird magical aura around it. And once you identify the magical aura, you know how to recreate it. So that
Oh,
is,
that's gonna be fun.
yeah. So he literally helped you.
Yeah.
But with the tinkering part, he was just sort of passing you tools and that sort of thing, and you were just doing masterful work with getting the the microscope in place, making sure it was attuned properly, that sort of thing, so that way you could see magical auras and all that, which is what the tinkerer's tools were for. So you managed to figure out the components.
Well, could get quite the price with if we can actually make a few of these. I mean, who has 24 hours water breathing potions these days? No one, that's for sure.
Probably why they were experimenting to make that.
And now they lost all that progress.
Perhaps, yes. Perhaps there's somebody who remains that knows it, but you killed quite a few people that were working on it, so.
We took everything of research capability.
I mean, perhaps somebody was at their home sleeping that was working on it. You don't know.
Who knows?
We will come back and finish them.
We'll come back and finish them off on our black dragon.
Either way, you have the components of that. So you know how to create it.
Oh, when do we level up? You know.
I don't know if you guys earned your level
We're
up
6.
yet. You're level 6?
Yes.
Okay. I'll say that you level up on your next long rest.
Just so you know.
Nice. I need that water walking soon, you know.
Is that at level 7?
9.
Oh, well. Unfortunately, you do not have that yet. So, but you will level up on your next long rest, which you haven't had yet.
Yeah.
Because you literally just left port and then started identifying items.
Yeah.
Basically.
So if that's everything you have, can I get my should-I again?
Your what?
My should-I, my sleep, my rest, you know? People that were dead need that, you know?
Yeah, you literally have one
you.
hit point.
I'll give you your time, and I'll just walk back to my room.
Yeah,
Good.
Bloodbeard finishes up what he was doing with you, and then he leaves the room after.
And then I just close the door. What do you actually leave behind? Oh yeah, you could leave behind all the blueprints, cause, well...
I leave behind everything that wasn't the potions and my gauntlets. So the other things you would have had.
I said you could keep the gauntlets, cause they're, well, helping you.
Yeah, everything but those, I mean.
Yeah, so he took the potions and the gauntlets. That was it.
Okay.
The rest I didn't need, so I left it with Bloodbeard first, because he's the captain. So
yeah, after we have figured out the secret of the water breathing potion, I just get the group together and to get them to actually, if one of them knows the language that's on that very blueprint that is cheating death.
Okay. You can roll a d20, just a regular d20, to determine whether or not they have it. And if you roll a high enough number, one of them will have it.
16.
Unfortunately, that is not high enough. You needed to get an 18 or higher
Damn.
to succeed. It is a very rare language. So none of them understand it initially, but you could try to find somebody who could either understand the language. Yeah, you could try to find someone who understands the language outright or has a spell that can understand any language.
I speak common and water, just so you know.
You wouldn't have it.
Yeah, okay. Well, was a nice try, guys.
They go. The lettering looks like nothing I've ever seen. The one that seemed to know the most about it.
Well, we gave it a shot, but now, I was dead, and I need my rest, so keep the ship in one piece, please, while I sleep.
Will do. And they walk out. Yeah, you, again, have 1 hit point.
Yeah.
But since you were in a safe location, nothing happened to you, so you were fine.
Close the door once they leave, and then just instantly flop on the bed.
Alright. So, the day passes, you each have a long rest, and I'll say that you have 2 more days if you want to do anything before the next major event happens.
The 52 hit points, new record, or new low record for a 7th level.
Hooray, with 60 hit points.
Even the Tinker beats me.
Alright. So, you guys leveled up in your appropriate abilities, if any, you gain.
This is what I'm gonna check right now.
Because most classes at each level they gain at least a little something, but some don't at certain levels.
Well, they do, but then it's like spell slots and that sort of thing, like they unlock entire. So they still do.
Yeah, they still gain something, but it's not nearly as much as some other classes at those levels. But they gain other things at other levels that make up for it.
Sometimes.
Well, some classes are technically weaker than others, but they still have their uses.
Depends on the situation too.
Yeah,
like if it's a 1v1 or if it's Yeah,
that's true. Like it does depend on the situation. Like if you have a huge party, then having someone who can boost anybody within 30 feet is helpful. But things like that. Either way.
Well, I got 2 very new fun feats.
Or abilities. But
yeah, abilities, yeah.
So
magical class restrictions? What are those?
You get another attunement slot?
Nope. Everything that says this is class-based attunement for you, you can't use that. I can say, not for me. So, for example, this item is specifically made for paladins. Yoink!
Which artificer are you using, by the way?
I'm using revised artificer.
Okay.
It's a homebrew one.
Yeah.
But it's a fun one.
Yeah, I let him use it because it was a side story.
Yeah, I was just curious, so that's...
Alright. So is there anything else that you wanted to do during those days?
Yeah, I can apply another upgrade to my suit. Hooray!
Okay, great.
So let's see, what can I get? Oh boy. I have that already.
And remember that they disengaged all your traps on your suit, so you might want to re-engage those if you wish.
Or put in new ones.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that. but they disengaged all of them so that way they could actually work on it.
Let's see. Let's see. Already had that.
The cursed captain will just stay on deck and see if he spots any sharks on the way.
Okay, so for those 2 days, I'll get you to make some perception checks.
And piranhas, but I don't think I'll see them. But I'll look for them.
So great white and piranhas.
Yes.
Yeah, piranhas tend to be more.
They are where I am always.
Yeah, piranhas tend to be more shallow water, but with since you're on the Aquan Sea, technically things from the water plane can come through, which means that pretty much anything can show up. Roll 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there are piranhas.
Yeah, maybe you got lucky, but we'll see what if he wants to do anything before I reveal what you see.
Sure.
So, is there anything else you want to do while he's just sort of on deck looking for stuff?
No, I'm just watching him fish once I'm done with upgrading my suit.
All right.
And for once, I'm not coming on deck with my suitcase.
Okay.
It's just not with me anywhere I go.
All right. Well, you can work on it on deck if you want.
Yeah,
Just so that
I
you're
know I
near
do
him.
it below deck, and once I've finished, then I come up deck, on deck.
Okay. So with the 16, you see some interesting fish for the first relatively long amount of time. And you finish the second day, and or the first day, I mean, not the second day. The first day, with nothing too miraculous, you wake up to the sound of someone saying, something just hit the ship! And you sort of look over, since you were looking for stuff, and so that's technically another long rest that you just got. And you glance over the side of the boat, and you can see, like you're used to looking through the water. However, the other crew members are looking and they don't see anything. However, you see deep under the water, you see a large body of a fish-like creature. You can't immediately identify what it is, but you can see it.
I tell them I will deal with it if they slow down the ship, and I will just jump overboard and swim to it.
All right.
So how far away is it from me?
As soon as you dive off the ship, it's about not even 10 feet away from you.
Okay, so I assume initiative then, or is it not tagging me
You
yet?
can, if you wish, roll initiative.
Yeah, okay, sure.
There's technically a stat block that I can get for that, so I'm just going to grab
my token as well. I'm just going to do this and add it to 17. Right? Yeah.
Okay, these are the stats that I'm going to use. And you're going to have some fun with this. So its initiative has no bonus, which is fine. Yeah, there's technically going to be weird stuff happening in the... There we go, I can get rid of those. Does Jazai wish to get in on this? Because you would have been nearby, but you would have been sleeping on deck.
Yeah, as soon as I hear something hit the water, I just get up and check out what the hell's going on this time.
So
alright, you can roll initiative.
Let's see. Let me just grab the token for it. Yoink. I'm going last. Yay!
It rolled super bad, but you rolled a little worse. so. I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna use this Fraglac one that's in there for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
okay.
There we go. All right, Captain. You see a shark that is pretty much as long as the ship.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
Okay.
It looks like it's of the great white variety, and it's the thing that seems to be bothering your crew is its upper fin is sort of just as it's sort of nonchalantly moving back and forth. It's hitting the bottom of the ship, like the little wooden part that curves down, and it's actually rocking the ship back and forth.
Okay. It's a pretty big creature, so I will use this to see if I can find its weak spot, so it can make a deception against me.
Okay.
Or is that just humanoids?
Yeah, humanoid. Because
Yeah,
we
okay,
ran
it's
into
not
that problem
yeah.
before.
Yeah, that's true. In that case, I will punch it in all its spots.
All right.
So I will go over to it and I will punch it with a 15. Does that hit?
A 15. Let me just double check its armor class. Yes, that hits it.
And it needs to make a con save.
Okay, con. It has a +5. Con.
It fails. It's stunned. I will now punch it harder.
All right.
That's a crit. It gets punched harder.
Wait, did you also add the +2 from the gauntlet?
Yeah, I did the magic buff too, so it's in there.
Okay.
So that's a lot more damage.
Okay.
Ow.
And my bonus action, I will punch it. Not as hard this time. And then I will spend a key to also punch it. Harder. Okay.
I
It's
very
think
much
we will
punch.
go see Belly Up very soon.
Well, it has a chance of not being dead, so let me just add all this up. Okay, that's the first attack I just added.
I mean, failing this con save is, yeah, you pretty much fucked. It's a lone creature.
22. Alright, it's still alive after the second strike.
And then the third, and then another crit.
Yeah. 8 plus 6. It's still alive after the third.
Okay.
Wow.
The last hit is a 34.
34 total.
Yeah, total. 8 plus 4 makes 12, then 11, 11 makes 22.
It is still alive.
Okay, then it's its turn and it's stunned.
Yep. It's stunned. Does it get to do anything other than be
No,
stunned?
the stun lasts until the end of my next turn.
Okay. So it is stunned. So then Jazai.
I don't see what else going on. I just ask, why did you jump overboard?
The guy nearest you, which is the guy who was looking overboard with him, goes, "Something's under the ship, and he said for us to slow down."
So you have actually no clue what's under the water, and the only thing that you know is that there is something under the ship.
He says, "Well, look for yourself."
You know, I just woke up, so let me see if I can see it.
All right, you can roll a perception check.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
you see it. It's a huge fish-like creature.
Jesus, that's even bigger than a great white.
Well,
And
can
out of the
attempt to
plain
move.
air, I just summon my, well, gauntlet.
Right?
Since I can do that now, that's an upgrade I can adjust to my suit to just summon it and don it out of plain air. I just have to put it in demi-plane and be like, I can summon it whenever I need.
Does
Alright.
that work with your whole suit too? You can just
Yes.
nice.
I can just walk into a building and be like, look, no weapons. And when shit goes down, all of a sudden I'm in my suit already.
You know,
Well,
I can also
considering-
go that or no weapons.
Well, considering that this was a problem for him, we actually have a story reason as to why he would try to do this. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
so
Force blast. An 18.
Alright.
Does that hit?
yes.
Also, you have advantage on all your hits because it's stunned.
Alright.
Okay, that's 1. Another force blast because I'm not going in the water. It's a 15.
Yep, 15 hits.
That's a 2.
Whoops. Oh no. Okay, it's there. It's there. Whew.
It's 7 hit
Just got
points.
rid of-
A
I just
total
got
of
rid of it,
7
but
measly hit points it took.
But look, I just got rid of my thing, but luckily this calculator program has a history. So I can
Hooray.
just go back in the history and pull it back up. Phew. There you go. It's still up.
And that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, when after his like second hit, it was bloodied, but
Ow.
but yes, it is still up.
It would have been a lot more fun if you just came and finished it. Yep, all me.
All right, Captain.
So yeah, it's gonna be hit at least 3 more times without spending key, and I'll spend key if I have to. So let's see.
Roll the
1,
damage.
2, 3, they all hit.
Yeah, those all hit. I'm gonna see if it dies after the first strike.
First strike is 18. Second strike is 13.
I got like 3 crits, so that's good.
All right, the first strike manages to just barely defeat it.
So it's at 0.
Yeah, it's past 0 technically.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It's
And-
1 past 0. So
Then I will try to get it loose from the ship. Stingy.
Alright. Yeah, its fin was just sort of knocking against the ship, but its immense size was moving the ship in a strange way. But now that it's dead, it no longer has any ability to move.
So
Is
yeah,
this
it
a
comes
great
belly
white?
up.
Oh yeah. So.
This is literally a giant great white shark.
Okay,
That's a lot of oil.
I will try and pull it to the side of the ship and then look up and see if he's there.
All right,
Sorry.
make a athletics check. See if you can
Athletics.
swim while carrying this thing.
16.
Flex them muscles, my man.
You manage to just barely move it to the side of the ship. It's quite large, and you're
Yeah.
underwater, so it's hard to move it. But you manage to just barely move it to the side of the ship.
Oh, make a sketch yet, boys. Get those hooks ready.
All right. And sort of like if you guys have played Assassin's Creed 4, Black
Mhm.
Flag, when they pull the large fish up onto the ship, it's sort of like that's what's going to happen next. It's just going to pull this huge thing up onto the ship. And it's as long as the ship, but you can still get it on the ship while retaining buoyancy. But you probably have to get rid of some of the parts of the shark, unfortunately. You won't be able to carry it all.
Yeah. So I quick ask everybody on the ship if they need something from a dead giant great white shark. It isn't the oil.
Well, quite a few people are volunteering to take parts of its skeleton. like its
Oh, sure.
teeth and that sort of thing.
Sure, they can take that.
All right. So a few crew members now are starting to make shark tooth necklaces.
Look at what we killed.
Okay, do you know how big those things are? I mean, a great white, that's already
Yeah,
big. But now we're speaking a giant great white.
Yes, they look like Flava Flav. They have huge, like, clock-like necklaces, but they make them anyway.
You know, it's bragging rights when they get back. They can just say, look at what I killed when I was at sea.
Yeah, even if they never actually wear it, they're just gonna make one anyway.
Yeah. So anyone else that does want to do that, not for, well, accessory, but actually something useful.
Well, you can make things out of bone, so they'll take different parts of its bone to make stuff out of, which it's mostly utility stuff, but some people are making like weird things like a shark bone sword and that sort of thing one guy wants to make, and that'll happen over time. But
Yeah.
apparently, different parts of its skeleton are being requisitioned by certain crew members. But
Yeah. Did we inform the captain actually already? I think we would, right?
Yeah, the captain would have come by and he would take certain parts of it that he would need for different things, like making more maps and things like that. So he would take parts of its skin to make maps on and sort of that sort of thing.
Yeah, I just let the oil drain in. Well, I don't know how many vials of oil I can get from such a large beast.
Yeah, just help you get oil flasks, because I don't need anything from it.
Alright. And the meat will be harvested, certain parts of it that are more useful for cooking and keeping the crew alive, that sort of thing.
The places I didn't hit it, because that's rotten.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, the places you hit it are tenderized.
Well, he technically does necrotic damage, so it wouldn't be good to eat.
Yeah.
But still, this thing is of such immense size that those parts can be thrown overboard. Parts of it need to be thrown overboard anyway, so those parts can just be thrown away, no problem.
Yeah, so we restocked on rations and have a lot more stuff.
Yeah, with this thing alone, you could feed the crew for like months. So
the crew on the ship or the crew on the island as well?
Oh, on the island, you'd maybe have a week. But,
still quite a lot.
Yeah. But they're going to take back as much meat as possible, which just goes into rationing, which you guys will have some of, inevitably. But
Shark soup is getting real boring. Being cook, don't you have anything else for the week?
What about shark pie?
Oh God, not like last time.
Either way, there are a few things he can make, but
yeah.
Some of it's gonna get pickled and kept for later. But either way, you get like a huge amount. Most of it is going to be kept by the crew. So I'm gonna give you 20. 20 sufficient doses to make a potion out of.
Okay, that's 20. So how many piranhas did you already catch?
They didn't catch any yet.
Okay, yeah, they just need to catch 10, because, well, a piranha has one set of lungs, so that means 2 lungs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you need the entire lung and gill portion in order to grind it up into a paste and then mix it with the liquid to make the potion properly. But either way, you have this large amount of stuff, and if you want, you can requisition any particular part that you wish if you want to make something out of it.
No, not really. I need mostly kind of steel to actually improve my suit and such.
Yeah. And the captain, I assume, Curse
Yeah,
Captain,
he's
doesn't want
very
anything.
minimalistic. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that
And then
happens.
my gauntlet is back off to the demiplane.
All right. So
if I have an hour, I'll just take a short rest at the front of the ship, looking out because I'm not doing much.
yeah, that wasn't even your crit. That was your other one. So
Is there an hour between the crit and the other thing, or no?
yeah, there's a few hours, so you can take a
Okay,
short
yeah.
rest.
I just get my key back in case I have to brutally murder another shark, you know.
All right. So a few hours later, unless if Jazai wants to do anything in between then.
No, just relax, just have my time. Just see how the ship is doing once I'm fully back to 100% of my HP and such.
All right. You are.
Yeah, you would be. You have had a long rest, so you
Yeah.
would be. You would be level 7 and everything.
Yeah.
And you used cantrips during that fight, I assume, so you're not even down any magic or
Yeah,
anything.
cantrips are my thing.
So,
For you a cantrip, for you a cantrip, and everyone can get the cantrip of pain.
all right. So that happens. Now the next thing that is to happen is your crit. So, you're just sort of sitting on the edge of the ship, and you see what looks like a dark red spot in the middle of the ocean, a couple 100 feet ahead of you.
Hmm. Do I see what's there, or am I too far away?
You can make note of it and get them to go closer to it if you want, but from here you'd have to make a perception check.
Okay, I'll make a sure. I'll try and see first. 15.
You see a large school of fish apparently swimming around in it. You're not sure
Okay.
what species they are from here, but apparently they are carnivores, eating some sort of meat.
I'll ask the ship to go towards that red pool. There's some fish, and we're looking for some specific ones.
All right, the navigator turns the wheel towards it, and you get a little closer. I'll say that you're about 100 feet away at this point. You can see that they are definitely carnivore fish. Like there's fish with like large teeth that are currently eating something. You can't see
Okay.
what that something is yet.
I just yell out that I found the piranhas, and I will jump at them.
All right.
And I'll be ready to get bitten, so I take the dodge action.
All right. You dive into the water. However, they are still 100 feet away.
Oh, okay. They're still. Yeah, I would have waited that. Sorry.
All right. So
He
you can
did
wait
it.
till they pull up.
Yeah, wait until
Yeah,
I pull up.
All right. So
yeah, yeah. His eye just looks like he did it. Fuck.
all right, Jazai, you can look over and see if you want. He says that
I
there are piranhas in the water.
Yeah, so I just look at someone from. I just look at the people that are on deck and go like, "Is no one going to try and stop him?"
They shrug.
Someone get me fishing rod and some meat.
All right, that happens. A tiny bit of the shark meat is used for your bait.
Yeah, and reel it out. Just there waiting to catch a piranha.
All right, Captain, do you still jump overboard?
Yes, because I'm a melee fighter. I don't use fishing rods.
All right.
I will. Yeah, I will do the same as I said earlier, just closer.
All right, roll initiative.
Me too.
Because there
Sure.
is.
You're trying to fish them, so I would say yes. But
Yes.
Funny, Ray. The guy with the fishing hook is faster.
Well, you don't have to jump all the way down, you know.
There is a slightly different creature that I'm going to use for this.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So how many are we talking about?
you dive into the water, I assume.
Yeah.
I just needed their initiative is what I was looking for. 3. Yeah, I don't know if they can get... Yeah, they can. They can get higher than both of you. It's possible. However, they get lower. So... And this is considered a swarm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as you dive into the water, you see, because technically he just left.
I'm back
Yeah,
already.
Okay. Okay, so since it's your turn first, I'm going to get you to roll a persuasion check. Because you're attempting to persuade the piranhas to go onto your hook. That's the closest thing I can think of.
8.
Unfortunately, you're not moving your pole in such a you're not moving the bait in such a way that seems appealing to them at the moment.
It could also be like a survival check if it's doing them again because it's getting food.
Sure, I'll do that next time.
Yeah, if it's
Okay.
better than that. Just thinking.
Yeah.
I'm just 1 point better. It's better than a -1.
Ah, okay, so you're bad at that as well. Never mind then.
Yeah, so you would have gotten a 9, which also would not have helped you at all. So they don't seem interested at the moment. However, Curse Captain, you dive into the water.
This is a stupid idea, but there we go.
There are about 1,000 of them. Just a rough estimate.
Sure.
And
we need 1/100 of them.
So, you are in the middle of this swarm. They, however, are not going after you immediately. They are currently just sort of circling and then biting and then going off, and each one of them is sort of just going in this circular motion around this creature that is currently in the water. You can attempt to identify it if you wish, but otherwise you can do whatever you want.
No,
okay,
it's your
so
curse.
I want to focus on like the piranhas and knock them out. Like I go and grab them, kinda squish, like at least to the point where I can grab them and throw them over, because I want to not completely obliterate them, so non-lethal.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
kind of just
we need the
throw
gills and
them
such.
back up to the ship is what I'm trying to do with the piranhas I'm attacking.
All right.
So I can roll attack rolls to see if I hit the swarm or whatever.
Yes, you have to make an attack roll to hit.
Four.
All right. So you managed to grab 4 of them, I think, because they're AC. Yep.
Yep.
So you grab 4 of them.
And I toss them back up to the ship, like after each attack. And I'll yell up, how many do we need?
6 more.
Yeah, Josiah, you just see as the fish are just thrown out of the water up onto the boat.
Yeah, I just casually say as he asked that 6 more. Just keeping my hook in the water to see if one will bite.
Yeah, technically each one has 1 hit point, so I don't need you to roll on any of them to hit them. or after damage. You just need to roll to see if you hit them.
I like
So-
how many crits I've gotten today, though. It's a good day to be cursed.
Crit, 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 crit.
All right, now, unfortunately, they are going to turn their attention to you.
But why? What have I ever done to them?
So they swarm around you, and unfortunately, they don't get to activate their main ability. But they're still going to try to hit you with a +5 to hit.
Owie.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they roll crappy and 9. So you manage to somehow move yourself out of the way of their attack. Yeah, that's super sucky. Okay. So they move out of the way, or you move out of the way of them trying to hit you.
Yeah.
And most of them are still going after this large thing that they are eating. But some of them have noticed that you are nearby, and just territorial creatures as they are, they attacked you. So, Jazai, you can roll a rather than persuasion, you can roll survival.
Nope.
Yeah, it seems as though the cursed captain is distracting them from your bait.
It
Unfortunately.
would make sense narrative-wise. Like, why would I go on a fishing hook when I have somebody throwing them?
All right, Captain.
What should I take? The thing that's living and punching us up, or the thing that's just hanging around there? I'm going for the thing that's going to punch me up.
Well,
right.
neutralizing the threat and all, you know.
Yeah.
So, pew pew, pew, pew.
Another natural 20.
All right, the 14 still hits. Yeah, their AC is 13.
I'm like always over 10, like usually 15 and stuff. Like, this is great. Keep it up,
Yeah.
guys.
So, technically, you would have to roll 9.
A 3 to miss.
Yeah. 3 or lower. So, yeah, you get 4 more.
2 more.
So yeah, that's my turn now. I guess I will get bitten.
All right, they're gonna try.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
14?
No. Also, I've forgotten, like, I have this silver medallion of displacement, so they should have disadvantage. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right, yeah. They don't hit you. So, Jazai.
9?
No. Not appealing at all. All right,
Oh,
Cat.
as they're not biting, I'm just going to be like, maybe wrong kind of bait. Reel it back in.
All right, you reel it back in. However, Captain.
Are you sure 10 is enough?
Yes.
We have
Well,
a free
if you
supply
want to-
here.
If you want to do 5 more, be my guest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep throwing them up until I actually get hurt. So,
Okay.
At the end, the final piranha does 1 damage.
so
Yeah, 14 hits. So
we have 12 piranhas now. I'll just add them to my inventory so I know how many.
okay. Piranha. 20.
Oh, we have disadvantage.
Fine. They missed.
You just think, damn it, should have never given him that. Them ruining everything.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Jazai.
New bait, new tries.
All right.
18.
This time, you throw it right in the middle of their pack, and one of them grabs on, and you reel it
Joink.
back in. You got 1.
Hooray! 11 more to win from him.
All right.
I just dropped mine into a bucket.
Captain.
Yeah, sure. Why not spend key? So yeah, I'll spend another key. So 4 more.
Yep. 4 more. All right.
We now have 70
I know we
piranhas
have
total.
20 of the oil thing, so that's what I'm mainly trying to get.
Okay, this time it's an 18.
It hits.
Okay.
Ouch.
Let's see the damage. Let's see the damage.
It's 1 billion damage.
I mean, there are a lot of piranhas. Could be possible.
This is all that they get. So 16.
Okay.
Plus nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm actually quite hurt from that.
Jazai.
Nope.
Yeah, you accidentally put the old bait on that you used before, and it doesn't work. So, Captain.
For my action, I'll do 2 more.
You grab 2 more.
And I will use a key to. To scan. 2 seconds. Step of the wind. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a key to do Step of the Wind and disengage. Because my jump distance is doubled, so I'm gonna try and jump back to the ship.
Alright. So you disengage so they can't hit you. So you get back onto the ship.
Okay.
Even if you didn't jump, your climbing speed would be doubled. So you could get back on the ship, no problem.
Yeah. So I'll ask Rusai, so should that be enough?
We have 19, but it never hurts to have 1 X, to have double the amount. But yeah, I'm just fishing for that one. Don't jump back in, please.
Alright. On the fish's turn, they are going to make a decision. As a swarm.
Are they going for the hanging bait? It's just hanging there.
Instead, they are going to do something else. Alright, they hit the ship, and they start biting into the side of the ship.
Okay, was there like 1,000 or 100? I don't remember what you said.
1,000.
1,000, okay.
If you use an AoE spell, it does, it actually hits their actual hit points.
Okay,
so
question.
They have a certain amount of hit points.
Okay, question. Does the toaster in the bathtub method work with this as well?
Yes, you can hit the entire swarm with a lightning attack.
Good. Because I have 1 electrical attack.
Alright, it is your turn.
I just climb down on the side of the ship. My gauntlet comes out of the demi-plane again, and I just put 1 finger of the gauntlet in and do Shocking Grasp.
Alright, you still have to roll to hit them. Which you did not hit them.
Good thing I can do extra attack.
Okay, 13 barely hits them. That is their AC.
I just remembered I had the Touch of Death, so that would have reduced the damage I took a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, you can reduce your damage retroactively, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
So 13, so 15 damage I would do.
So 15,
Then you need to keep in mind this is a shock attack, so electrical.
Yes. They're not weak to it, but it does hurt all of them. Fortunately for you, and Let's see. Yeah. There's about half of them get shocked and raise belly up in the water.
Whoop. And after I'm done, I climb back up. Well, climb a bit higher so that they can just not easily jump out of the water and bite me.
That's fair. Curse Captain, I assume he's just gonna...
He said BRB, so be right back.
Yeah, but I assume he's just gonna stay on deck for now.
Yeah, because I nicely asked him to not jump in the water again.
Let's see. So, I'm gonna roll something to see what happens. Okay, so they try to jump up out of the water at you, but they do not succeed. And the rest of them are going to attempt to hit the boat again.
Okay.
Yeah, we went past your turn because I assumed you weren't going to do anything, but if you wanted to do something, you could.
How many is left? Like creatures?
Half of them.
Less than half of them.
Okay, so yeah, I will just jump back down again.
No,
into the
I asked
middle.
you to sail the ship.
Yes, and I didn't listen.
Oh, gosh.
And
Alright.
I'm gonna, because this is not a humanoid only ability. This is a creature. No, that's not the one. Where is it? Hour of Reapening. Each creature within 30 feet of me must make a wisdom saving throw or be scared of me. So they have to run away from the boat.
Okay. Wisdom. Their wisdom is -2.
I was hoping the piranhas weren't very wise.
So
Yeah, that
12.
doesn't make it.
Alright, so the rest of the swarm flees. So technically they wouldn't have tried to jump out at you, because he made them afraid. So, but you still got like about 500 of them belly up in the water if you want to try to grab any of them.
Yeah, I grab
Just
as
get a-
many as I can.
Yeah, just grab a big fishnet and drag it around in the water.
Yeah, actually one of your crew members grabs a fishnet, and if you want them, and he grabs all of them.
Yeah. So now
Alright.
we have 2 more dishes. Well, on the menu we have shark soup, shark pie, piranha soup, piranha pie.
Or you can have a mix of both.
That's also possible.
So, he'll get creative. As
Yeah.
creative as one can be with 2 ingredients.
Well, we also have like fruits and vegetables against the what was it called that they would get on the
Scurvy?
sea? Yeah, scurvy.
Yeah. You do have some, yes.
Yeah.
So he can make a meat and vegetable pie.
Always lovely. Well, wouldn't that be a meat and fish pie? No, I mean
Technically, but yes, it's
fish and
meat,
vegetable pie?
but yes. It's fish meat, but yes, I get what
Yeah.
you mean. Alright, so the swarm swims away. If you wish there was the creature that they were feasting on, you can try to identify it if you want, but otherwise there's nothing else
Yeah.
that you can do with the scene.
After they're gone, I'm gonna check what the body was that they were, well, trying to attack.
Alright, make a nature check. See if you can identify
Oh,
it.
hooray, something I just have +4 in. 17?
It looks like some sort of large humanoid. Although it's dead, it's no longer living.
Does it have anything on it? You never know.
You can try to fish it up if you want.
Nah, I just jump off. Well, I'll just swim to it, trying to investigate it. I mean, I have my suit.
Yeah. Alright, you go over to it. It does have damaged armor and some pouches on it that are
So,
undamaged.
yeah, I just check them all. Check it all. I mean, items are items. Money is money.
Yeah, most of the armor is ripped to shreds, and the fish were swimming inside of the armor and biting the flesh inside. You assume that if you had an ability to revive somebody, you could revive this creature, but it's
But
not.
we threw it overboard.
But
Good
either
job.
way, this creature is, with that nature check, I'll say that you go forward and look at it a little bit closer. It looks like either some sort of half giant or perhaps a small giant. You're not sure how it got this far out to sea. Perhaps they have boats and they just want to travel around. You don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, the color of its skin is more of a black with red tinges to it, and its hair is like bright red.
Ooh. Perhaps fire giant?
Yeah, but it's not as tall as a full giant, and it looks fully grown. It doesn't look like a child. It doesn't have child proportions, which
Yeah.
child giants still look like children. So it's perhaps a half giant, half fire giant.
Well, get the items that are useful to me, and then, well, get some body parts that I can use in magic and components and such.
All right. Technically, fire giant toes are very useful for making potions. If you want to
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna
if it
take it.
works.
Okay, and I'm gonna take a few vials of blood.
All right. So
If at least that's still possible, cause well, enough
yeah,
holes, all the blood could have been drained.
yeah, you'd have to take it back onto the deck in order to get those.
Hmm.
So you can do that easily enough.
I mean, if you give them to the right seller, they can make a belt of fire giant strength, and they need a vial of blood.
So you can attempt to harvest that stuff. You'll need to make another nature check. So you
Sure.
can do that.
21.
Yes, you manage to harvest any parts of this person that you want.
So I got a lot of good stuff.
All
And
right.
now we leveled up. No.
No, you didn't level up again, unfortunately.
I was joking, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but yes. So you have this body if you want to just throw it overboard. The rest of it that you don't need.
I'm just going to look very carefully at the cook, see if he's eager enough to make anything from fire giant meat. I
He just
doubt
shakes-
it highly.
He just shakes his head. No, he's not gonna make anything out of that.
Spicy soup.
No.
No, I just say, well, just chuck it then.
All right, you throw it back overboard. You're not sure about that person's story, and you may never will.
Yep.
So
oh yeah,
you can.
that's well, I nearly forgot about. I have a few items myself I needed to check.
Now, here's what I'm going to get you to do. To determine how many toes you have, roll a d10. Not plus anything, just roll a d10.
3.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of them were devoured by the piranhas. And are, even if you have some of them that would have parts of it, they would be unusable. So you don't need to cut out their stomachs and try to get more. Unfortunately, they're unusable if the piranhas have eaten them. So you only get 3. And I'm going to get you to roll another d10 to determine how many vials of blood you get.
9.
Yeah, there was a lot of blood in that creature. That's why those piranhas were probably attracted to it.
That's a lot of money we can make.
So, you have those. Yeah, the potion of fire giant strength requires a fire giant toe. So that's what you can make with the toes.
But the belt requires the blood.
Yeah.
Something that's immensible amounts more valuable than.
Yeah. You're not sure if it'll work, because it might be something wrong with the half giant blood that will cause it not to work, but you can still pass it off as fire giant if you want.
Yeah,
Try
I'm
to trick.
I'm not an honest man.
But either way, if I was just saying, if you were going to try to make something for yourself, then it would.
Yeah.
It's possible it might not work. Either way, you guys continue along, and you get another long rest before the next event.
Oh, yeah, before we start long rest, I have 2 items to actually check out with identify.
All right, what do you want to do?
A statuette of an owl.
Oh yeah, you got some items in there too.
Yeah.
Forgot about that almost. Okay.
And a flame appearing sword.
Okay. Yes, that one. I remember that one. That isn't the flame tongue, which your companion gave away. This is a different one. So, yeah, the flame tongue is different. It's just a regular sword with an enchantment to do fire damage. That's all that is. Which one do you want to do first? Make it easier.
The flame appearing sword, because that seems the less risk of the 2.
Yes. So to
Unlike
give you
the Oni mask.
Yes. To give you the description again, it's a sword that looks like a regular double-edged sword. Except it has little pieces of metal that were shaped to be part of the sword, and it looks the same as a double-edged sword would, except it curves off the regular blade to look like it's like a flame coming up off of it. And there's multiple of them. There's like 5 going along the edge of the blade. Intricately made. You cast Identify on it, and it appears that you get to roll to hit normally. It's a +2 weapon. However, you get to roll an unaffected d20 to determine whether or not you deal bleeding damage. And if you get a, it's from 13 up, you deal a quarter of the damage that you would normally deal as bleeding damage. So that means every turn until they receive the amount of healing necessary to close the wound, they will be dealt bleeding damage equivalent to a quarter of the damage that you do.
Rounded up or down?
Rounded up.
Yeah.
Okay. And now the more risky of the 2, the statue of an owl. Statuette of an owl.
Alright, this is actually an item that's in the books. So.
Yeah.
Oh god, I think I know what you've done.
Don't you remember it?
Yeah, the fly.
Yeah.
Sort of like the fly, except it's a different one.
It's an owl.
This statuette of an owl can become a giant owl for up to 8 hours. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 2 days have passed. The owl can telepathically communicate with you at any range if you and it are on the same plane of existence.
I just get ecstatic about this. Like, really happy that I just could snatch this from under their noses.
Okay. So this one is considered a rare item. Yeah, and there's the main description. You can look at that on page 169 if you want. Each one has a main description for their figurines, but the owl one, the specific owl one, is that it comes for 8 hours and can only be used once every 2 days. And the telepathic communication with. Other than that, it's just the regular figurine stats. So if its HP turns to 0, it goes back to the figurine and is not destroyed or anything like that. Things like that. So you can look at that on page 169. And it's technically called a serpentine owl. So it's made of like a green stone.
Yeah, jade colored.
Yeah. So technically when you summon it, it's a green owl.
Still ecstatic about it because I just have something very special.
Alright. So is there anything else you want to do before the next event happens?
See if I have something still insane that is very... Nope.
Oh, and by the way, you guys forgot to speak to those guys that had information for you.
Which guys again?
We are neglecting them on purpose, don't worry.
Okay.
Which guys again? Because it has been a while.
I know. But you don't.
Alright. If you don't want to talk to them yet, you don't have to.
Let's go and talk to them just to see what they have to tell.
Alright.
And my little what was it? The little shell crab thing. What was it called again?
Yeah, you have a hermit
crab.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just keeping care of that as well as I'm still here and such.
Alright.
I mean, I do have a large bag of food for it.
Yeah. That you paid for with some time in jail as well.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
But either way, yeah, it's just sort of like this green crumbly stuff that when it grabs onto it with one of its claws, it just sort of crumbles it up and puts it towards its mouth.
So I ask around, but since all the artificers are the more smarter guys, I just ask them around to see if they know what it is.
It's just algae. Like dried up algae.
Yeah. And damn bastard. Next time we're there, I'm gonna blow up a shop. Without the animals in it.
Alright. So, yeah, it's just sort of picking at it.
Yeah, sometimes I just leave the bag open to see what it will do, if it actually would jump in, the yes or no.
Yeah, it goes in the bag. But it doesn't
get it out. It shouldn't get too fat, too quick.
Yeah, it doesn't eat everything at once. It just sort of hides in there. Seems like hermit crabs like to hide.
Yeah.
They like enclosed spaces.
So it has a shell itself. I give it a bigger shell to hide in.
Yeah, basically. So it just goes in there. And you can hear it every once in a while.
I have a little hermit crab buddy in my room that's just doing its stuff.
Yeah. So do you wish to interrogate those guys? Well, technically you don't have to do that.
Well, it's you're talking about the two people that I met in the bar, right?
Yeah, and they had a couple other people with them.
Oh.
So I will. I guess I will.
Oh God! Did we actually take them with us without? Oh God!
Yep, you just took them with you. They were part of the scuffle. Apparently the guards either attacked them or they attacked the guards. You're not sure. During this commotion, and when everybody else was retreating to the ship, they just retreated to the ship with you.
Okay, so yeah. Have they tried to blend in with the pirates? Because then it would be a whole other story.
Oh no, they've been obvious that they aren't part of the crew. They haven't been doing anything. They haven't been helping at all.
So yeah, by the time that they think they're safe, there's Yazai all of a sudden.
All right,
I don't think they ever thought they were safe with that interaction I had with them. So
Yeah, they didn't. They just went on the ship because the
There were
ship
more
left and they had
outside.
no choice. They
Yes.
had no choice at that point. So,
So yeah, I'll be out tech whenever this happens, so I might join in. So go ahead.
I just go up towards them and put both hands on their shoulders, say, "Let's have a talk with the captain."
which one are you doing this to? There's the really
Both.
skinny human that had no pants in the bar, but now he has like sackcloth pants on. Um, he looks really like super skinny, like he's been malnourished for a long time. There's this other more warrior-esque looking human, and then there's the super huge buff looking tiefling.
So first, I do it to the skinny one. I just put my hand. I expect the shoulder to be bigger, but I nearly fall on the shoulder like you're coming with me to the cook. He will help you get some meat on those bones.
He goes, what? And you just drag him along.
Because he won't make it if he doesn't get some meat on those bones.
Well, you take him down to the cook, and he eats generous helpings of food.
So I just look at the cook and says, "You think he can help you with cook duty?"
He goes, sure, why not? And
Yeah.
he just sort of grabs onto his shoulder and pulls him behind the thing. He
Yeah,
can
be careful. He is very scrawny, and I think the kitchen would be the safest place for him.
He'll be my food taste tester.
He will be the new food.
Not like Johnny, will he now?
Yeah, he's gonna get him to test the food.
Yeah,
before
so he was
serves it.
not like Johnny, right? You're right. Johnny wasn't happy last time.
Oh, he just goes, he'll be fine, I'm sure. And just sort of pats him on the back.
So, yeah, Yazoo gets close to him and says, "If things are getting you're like, I don't feel safe, just run."
All right, they take that into account.
And then he goes back up towards the other two, and then just looks up the buff tiefling and says, "I think the captain wants to talk with you."
Sorry, we're on your ship.
No, not that. Calm yourself, jeez. He isn't gonna throw you overboard. It's more like talk to you to see if you want to join.
Okay.
I mean, sure, you don't have much choice, but sure, we might be pirates, but we're not that kind of cool pirates.
He goes, all right, lead the way.
Okay, just lead him to Redbeard's cabin. Stop by the door and knock on the door.
He comes to the door, opens the door.
Yeah, I'll follow in behind them as well. I'll just be
Yeah,
very
just look
quiet.
at him. Yeah, we have quote unquote 3 hitchhikers.
Yeah, he looks at them. Oh, I saw them. They came on during the scuffle.
Yeah, just wanted to know what you wanted to do with. Yeah, the scrawny one I said by the cook, because he really could use some meat on those bones.
Sure, okay. And you notice that the warrior guy is just there, even though you didn't tell him to come, but he came anyway. And he says, I would like to speak with them privately.
Sure. Well, in you go, guys.
And they both go in. And you can attempt to listen in on the conversation if you want, but you don't have to.
Well, I do stay close to the door if things, well, get a bit out of hand.
Okay. Captain, do you want to stealthily listen in?
Yeah, sure, I'll just listen in. I was just following in behind them, so now I'll just listen.
Okay, Bloodbeard will attempt to see you if he...
No, I'll leave outside. Like, I'll go outside when he asks me to, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm still trying to listen.
Alright, Jazai, you can make a perception check to see if you notice him listening in.
Okay. Perception.
Unfortunately, 7 is not higher than 15, so you do not notice him sneak up. Alright, so it's just to give you a rundown of the conversation. He basically says you have very little choice at this point but to join us. And he introduces himself by his accomplishments rather than his actual name. And they both decide to join, even though technically they were working for other people. And he says as long as he's not gonna have beef with that group, then they can easily join, no problem. And it seems as though they were low-ranking individuals in that organization. It's another pirating organization. They were low-ranking individuals, so it doesn't seem like they're going to be missed. So he pushes them into his service, and then he's going to interview them as to why they're on the ship and if they have anything important to say, which is when the actual helpful perception part happens. They say, well, one of your crew members, we saw him around, so we assume he's part of your crew, was looking for information on specific individuals, or a certain individual in particular. Apparently, this individual was working for an organization that is very secretive, doesn't give up their name, but we did find a lead, and it's on a particular island. And you hear him walking within the captain's quarters, and you hear him sort of just touching one of the nautical maps. And he goes, somewhere in this area. And the captain goes, oh, right, we are aware of this. But thank you for giving us this information. Do you have anything else useful? And he goes, oh, well, the only other information that we had managed to gather was that we had found where one of their lower ranking underlings was actually headed. And they point to the island where you guys are headquartered, and he goes, oh, well, that's your new headquarters. That's not a good sign. Well, we can see if we can get there before them, but if we don't, we'll just deal with it when we get there. And he says, well, since you guys have been given your positions, just go back out onto the ship. And they say, yes, Captain. And they walk back out onto the ship.
Okay.
And they're going to be, for future reference, they're just going to be like part of the boarding crew. Basically, their strengths are fighting, and if you go on a boarding mission, then they'll jump onto the other ship and help you fight, basically.
Yeah.
Other than that, they'll just do miscellaneous tasks on the ship that need done. So then they walk out of the captain's quarters. So Josiah, you notice them walk past you because you're guarding the door.
Yeah, I just let them pass. No problem there. If no scuffle happened, then I'm okay with them.
Yeah, it seems like the curse captain understood this. He made a perception check to see if he heard this, and he heard. Mostly, he was threatening them by saying, these are the different things that I managed to accomplish. You're not going to be able to defeat me if you want to leave. So they decided to join it.
Yeah.
So that was basically how that happened.
Yeah. And then I just disappear.
All right.
Below deck, just helping out wherever I can.
All right. Yep.
Something I'm
So,
curious about: has anyone noticed that I'm suitcaseless, so to say? Don't have a suitcase with me all the time anymore.
a few people have noticed, but nobody's really spoken to you about it or anything.
Okay.
Because I assume that you just do your own thing and you handle your magical stuff, whatever it is. So if you don't want to bring that stuff with you, that's up to you. That's the way they're looking at it.
Okay.
So, you guys get another long rest, and then the afternoon of the next day is when the next event is going to happen, unless if you guys want to do anything else.
No, I'm good.
Same.
Right. Same thing for you, Jazai.
I don't have anything to do. Just I can just relax and see whatever I can do to help out on the ship.
All right. They task you with starting to enchant some of um, those flasks of stuff. The
Water
water
breathing.
breathing potion,
Yeah, just making those.
because that's the most useful thing that they cannot do that you can do. So, because the ritual that's required is above their ability to do.
Yeah, I can do it always, but I just always have a little setup that can help me out.
Yeah, so you do get some help, but it's mostly just you putting them together. Using your magic, your tinkering instruments to make sure that everything's in the right levels of concentration, like the right amount of shark oil, that sort of thing. And then you use your arcane knowledge to just imbue the right amount of magic. And you make 2 more potions in the time between when the next event is going to happen and when you started.
Okay. Hope I just store them away safely.
Alright?
Are they the
You
same size as the vials or larger? I guess the same size as the vials since I basically copied it off that.
Yeah. It's the same amount that's in those vials. You can put multiple doses, but each one is 1 dose. You can put multiple doses in one container if you wanted, but that's up to you.
No, multiple containers. For if one container breaks, I always have one left.
Alright. So that's up to you, but either way. The next event that's going to happen is since Curse Captain is on deck, make a perception check.
Sure. 24.
All right. You're sort of just sitting on deck. The someone in the crow's nest indicates that there's a ship nearby. There's a ship, Captain. And you just sort of glance over, and with your 24, you do better than he does up in the crow's nest. You see what looks like. Actually, I'm gonna, with your perception check, since you succeeded, I'll get you to make a history check.
History. I succeeded not.
No, unfortunately, you cannot identify the thing that you were trying to do is identify like their colors. Unfortunately, they are of historical nature, so you do not identify them. They're not like recent history colors, so you don't identify them immediately. However, you do get a description of what they look like. It's sort of a red sail with a hexagonal shape in the middle of the sail that is blue colored. Other than that, you don't know what it means. However, you notice that there are heavily armored and armed people on the deck, and their ship seems to be heading towards your ship. And as your ship is passing by theirs, they seem to course correct to start heading towards your ship.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just let everyone know to get ready. There's a ship, or we're heading our way.
All right. After a minute or two, word gets down to you, Jazai, as you just managed to finish your potion, the potion that you were working on, and you're putting it in a safe place, whichever place that is.
Mm-hmm.
And someone comes to you in your quarters and says, Jazai, we got problems on deck.
No, God, not
And
again.
they run past you and start warning other people. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I just get ready, get on deck.
All right. You gather your implements and make sure everything's put in its proper place, and you head on deck. You see the cursed captain is looking at a ship that seems to be following you.
Oh, it's
So
behind us, following.
Yeah, now it's behind you at this point.
Okay. I'll
Because
tell...
you went past where it was, and it was heading towards you that point, and then it had to turn and course correct to come towards you.
Yeah,
Keep
I'll
coming
just
towards you.
tell the navigator to slow up.
All right. Jazai, if you wish to make an
History.
history check, you can attempt to identify what they are.
Sure. History. There we go. 14.
It looks like something from the kingdom of the Gemling Seat, which is the place that you guys just destroyed half their island. But you don't know the significance of why their sails are different. But the hexagonal shape. I don't know if I said octagonal or hexagonal, but technically it's of the same place. There's ones that have hexagon and ones that have octagon, so I'm going to go with hexagon for this one. The hexagonal blue shape on their sails indicate that that's where they're from. You don't know the significance of why it's different than their more modern aged sails, but that's what they have.
Yeah. I just quickly go below deck and tell the cabin crew to get ready to, well, unleash hell if needed.
All right. The ship is not firing. The ship that's approaching you, it's not firing warning shots or anything.
Yeah,
So,
but we're just standing ready for.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You can do that, but I'm just saying that they haven't acted hostile towards you yet.
Yeah.
I say let's hold up and board the ship. We'll see if they want to talk or fight.
Well, boarding really, that's smart. I mean, wouldn't it better to actually yell from one ship to the other ship to see what they want?
Yeah, that's what I said. We'll board them so we can talk.
No, not board them, because that can be seen as a hostile action.
So you're supposed to yell from here?
Well, yes, we do have.
They're like 500 feet away.
Yes, exactly
No,
my
I mean,
point. You have to slow up and get next to the ship if you want to
Yeah,
talk.
so that's not boarding, so that's just sailing side by side.
Yeah, and you'll have to put planks in between so you actually stay side by side. So it's boarding. It's not attacking them, it's still boarding.
Okay, if you didn't mean it that way, then yes, then it's less hostile. So have you informed the captain?
On bad terms.
Yeah, Captain Bloodbeard is now standing next to the guy who's at the wheel. So he's aware of the situation.
So yeah, I asked the captain if he knows the significance of the flags, perhaps.
All right, he takes out a spyglass. And since he's using a spyglass, I just give him a bonus. Unfortunately, no, he doesn't. He goes, "Oh, haven't seen those sails before."
Well, the cannon crews are ready if things are needed to, well, get to that.
All right. Thank you for notifying them, but I'm gonna try to see what's happening first.
Yeah, it's better to be caught with our pants up than pants down, I say.
I suppose so. All right. Are you gonna slow the ship? Is that the plan?
So that's the captain's choice if he wants to slow down or not, or, well,
Yes, but is it your guys' plan to slow down?
My plan
Yeah.
is to slow down. Yeah.
get to slow down and see what they want. If they open fire, then we can retaliate in the same way.
Since you two are the strongest warriors on the ship, he takes your advice quite. He takes your advice.
Basically, my point is like if we're gonna fight, it's better we actually get close enough to jump over.
All right. So he slows the ship down. They start reeling in the sails, and eventually the other ship catches up. Within 400, 300, 200, 100, and then
And you're dead.
I was just giving you a chance to react at any of those points if you wanted to.
No.
But you could have examined their ship if you wanted, the people on it, that sort of thing. But
Yeah, to see if they're armed, ready to do anything, or just doing their thing to keep the ship just running.
they have weapons. Some of them are quite big.
I'll just look for the captain or leader or whoever that is.
All right, make a perception check. See if you can pick him out from.
8.
Unfortunately, you do not pick him out. Jazai can attempt to if he wishes.
Yeah, sure. 15.
15.
There is a man standing next to the wheel, kind of like your captain is. And he is clad in a green armor. Bright green. The other ones are sort of in this bluish tinted armor. Sort of like an iron or steel with a bluish tint to it, most of them. However, this guy has a bright green plate mail, and he has a helmet with it. Like his face is not revealed, so you don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, so we just slow down.
But
Well,
he looks like he's more higher ranking than the other people on the ship. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
So we let just the ship slow down. Yazai's just going to stand by the stairs that goes lower deck, and if things are needed, just tell things to get heated downstairs.
Yeah, so you're standing near the stairway, so that way you can yell down to fire if need be.
Yeah.
The other ship pulls up next to your ship without incident. However, you see that they are at least 3-1 with your crew, with how many crew they have on deck, at least.
Yeah.
So your crew on deck is 1/3 of their crew that they have on deck, and they have like people standing in rows with like some have swords, some have like axes on their backs. They don't have their weapons drawn, but they're in heavy plate mail, all of them. And
Are some preparing like a gangplank to cross over to our ship?
you see two more less heavily armored people rush forward with a piece of wood in front of the other warriors.
Yeah, so
I will just shout
I
out
yell
to them.
down
So
that
what?
we're having for now friendly visitors on deck. So then I head over towards the side of the ship to, well, so to say, retrieve the other side of the plank so that it can be secured on our ship.
Yeah, just yell out to them. So, what do you want? Why are you here?
The man in the green armor, the voice seems to be emanating from him, but he has like a mask on. But I'm not gonna cover my mouth for all his dialogue, because that might be kind of hard to hear and understand. So he does have one of those stereotypical knight helmets, on, and like with the cage on the front of the mouth and that sort of thing. And he sort of walks down slightly from his position, and he says, "We need to speak to your captain."
About what?
That information is for your captain.
Um, hmm. Can I make an insight check to see if he actually just wants to speak to the captain, or if he is planning to do something else?
Sure, you can make an insight check. Yeah, he doesn't just want to talk, but you're not sure he hasn't made his intentions clear.
Okay.
It's not like he's gonna shoot your ship point blank, you don't think.
So I'll
but
say,
he
well
wants
then you
something
can,
else.
well then you can come over and speak to him privately in his chambers.
He sort of looks to the person at the wheel, and he looks to another person who seems to be standing nearby, who is also heavily armored, but this person has a lighter tint to his armor. It's not green; it's more of a slightly reddish tinted compared to every other one. But it has, so his armor is kind of purplish, because it's got the blue of the regular armor and then the red tint to it, so it's sort of a purple color. And the guy who has the purple armor just sort of nods, and he goes, "Fine, we will come onto your ship as long as you promise no one will be harmed."
I tell him I have no intentions of harming anyone at this point.
He nods.
So I'm not promising nobody will get harmed, but saying I don't
that's
have
fair.
any. Yeah.
He goes, "Then I will bring a few bodyguards with me in case something untoward happens."
There. But that
So, yeah.
means that our captain also will have some bodyguards with him.
That sounds like a fair agreement. And he motions for the purple guy and one of the other big warriors with like a two-handed pole arm like axe.
Yeah.
And they both go with him across the gangplank. And it's really heavy armor, you can tell, just by the sound that they make as they're walking. They're not there to hide. They're there to know that, anyone who sees them know that they're not to be messed with. They are to be feared, if not respected.
So
And
the old unarmed man that I am will just lead them towards the captain's chamber.
yeah,
Going in rags and everything. So
yeah, most of your crew is just ragtag. Some of them have heavier armor, but a lot of them are just wearing rags, mostly.
Yeah, because I'm just wearing rags too, like pretty much wet clothes that's been rotting away almost.
Yeah. They allow you
Oh
to
no,
leave.
yeah, actually I also have jewelry and stuff, so it's that's kind of funny now that I think about it. It's just completely shitty clothes and rings and stuff.
Yeah. So they follow you unquestioningly. They don't seem to care or notice that you are
Yes.
dressed weirdly.
So I tell some of the crew to keep the gangplank in check, and then I follow them inside.
Yeah, there's a few people always, like, that's their job when this sort of situation is happening. They're there to watch, to make sure that anybody who crosses over doesn't fall into the ocean between
Okay,
the
so
two.
I'll lead them into Bloodbeard.
All right. Bloodbeard, who was previously standing on top of the where the wheel is. Once he realized that you guys did the negotiating for him, which he allows, um, um, he sort of just started walking towards his chambers, and he expects you two, his best warriors, to go in there with him to be his
Yes.
bodyguards.
Yeah, I'll go in as well.
That's the same here. I said I was going to go in, so I'm going to go in.
Yeah, because he has two heavily armored and armed bodyguards, so you two are the best he has. So you two would be expected to, regardless of whether or not you wanted to, based on your positions on the ship. So you guys head into the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
And you two flank his desk on his side, and the green armored guy steps forward and places his hands on the desk, and the two other armored guys just sort of flank him on either side. And he says, "You are aware that you attacked one of our colonies, correct?" And Bloodbeard just sort of looks at both of you and goes, "Yes." And he just sort of leans forward and places his hands in like this. And he just sort of looks at them and he goes, "What about it?" So he's just putting on a strong front.
Yes.
And the guy in the green armor goes, "Well, you realize that we don't just allow crimes against our country to go unpunished." And he goes, "Is that why you're here? You wish for an easy surrender? Is that what you're here for?" And he sort of just looks at the guy in the purple armor, and the guy in the purple armor nods. And he goes, "Well, you saw our warriors on our ship. If you don't surrender..."
Okay, as they're speaking there, I would like to make an insight check on this boss man.
Okay.
To do my empathetic, because I'm planning to attack him. I'm just looking for weak spots. So I can roll deception.
The green guy or the purple guy? Or the other guy?
The main guy. The green
purple,
one, right?
The green one?
Okay.
Okay. The guy who is leading the talks. Sure.
Yes.
Alright.
I succeed. So yeah. And as they're talking later, I will just rush him and start punching him out of nowhere.
Later on, or just during when he's talking?
I'll interrupt him like out of nowhere. I'm just gonna smack him in the face and try and stun him.
Okay, so I'll tell you which part of the conversation that happens.
Yes, okay.
Just to make it a little bit more, so that way you can understand what they're saying.
Yes.
They say, "We have many warriors on our ship. You saw how heavily armored they are.
Yeah, let me stop you right there. They attacked us first."
And he just sort of glances over to the guy in purple. And the guy sort of just steps forward slightly. And he says, "According to our reports, your captain approached one of our secret bases, asked for him to allow entry. He attacked our guard, who was then subsequently killed. And then they entered our base, killed..."
Quite a hole, don't you think? That why the hell would our captain, when he is so polite with asking, all of a sudden ask? Don't you think there's something missing right there?
Yeah, okay, I'll take those rolls in, but he's just gonna finish his sentence, and he's gonna say what the report said, just so that way you're aware.
Yeah.
He said, "I wasn't finished. You attacked unarmed innocent civilians within the secret base, and you killed our top scientists. Now, what do you say to these charges? And then, as he says that, you just walk up and punch the guy in the green.
He needs to make a con save.
Okay, so since he has plate mail, what does plate mail give
18.
you?
Unless he has a shield, it's 18.
Okay, he doesn't have a shield equipped. He might have one on him, but you don't see it or anything.
Okay, so con
And
save
he's
for
not
the first
expecting
one.
you to attack him. All right. So he needs to make a con save on at least one of those. So his
Yeah, on the first one, and we'll see.
12.
Yeah, so he's stunned, and then I assume the 15 misses, so I'll just roll the 3 that hit.
All right. So.
And then I guess it's initiative. Or are you gonna let me keep punching?
Here's what's gonna happen. I gotta add up the damage first.
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll initiative because I assume we need it.
Yeah, probably. Depending on how the next little thing goes, but we'll see. Depending on the initiative order, we'll see if they just outright attack you or whatnot. 7.
It's a pirate way of saying hi.
So 19 plus 19 plus 23. All right, so he gets punched. His armor on the one that you miss, his armor is just extremely hard for something that looks almost crystalline. And he managed to just sort of get his arm in the way, and you punch the hard armor, the arm guard, if you will, and but with the other attacks, you managed to get into his weak points. So initiative for them, I'm actually going to roll 3 separate initiatives for them because they are pretty powerful individuals. So 16. Just gonna add this. Stupid thing. Just gonna have to pull this down.
You can use other tokens, yeah.
Yeah, that's
There's
what I was saying.
Tabaki and Lily and
2. So 16 is going to be the one labeled Explo. The one labeled Sir Barlow is going to be this one. The one labeled Tabaki is going to be the next one. Right. And for Bloodbeard's turn, he's going to be Lily. Okay, Bloodbeard. Fortunately, he didn't do as well as his stats could indicate he might. So, alright. So, the first person to go is the big purple bodyguard. He sort of pushes himself. He draws a shield, and he has a long sword, a purple long sword. And he just sort of he forces himself in between you and the Green Knight, and he takes a defensive stance, and that's all that he does with his turn.
Okay.
So this guy is the Green Knight, and he just goes, We expected you to attack us, but not like this. And he steps back towards the door.
Is he leaving melee range, or it's a small room?
No, he got pushed away already, so he was already out of melee range. Now he's stands by the door.
If you wish to attack him, you can. You can try to take an attack of opportunity. However, the guy who's in front of him will take the damage because he's taking a special fighter defensive stance.
Well, okay, wait again. Is this the green person's turn, the one I was punching?
Yeah, this
He's
one.
stunned.
Oh, he's stunned? Okay,
Yes.
so he can't move.
He can't do anything. He can't say anything.
Never mind. Never mind that one. He'll just be stunned. He'll just be like, oh, holding his face. So that didn't happen then. However, it is your turn.
Okay, I will attempt to attack him again.
Alright, so since this purple guy is in the special defensive stance,
He's taking the damage instead.
Yes, he's basically putting himself in front.
Okay. 1, 2. That's a 13. That probably misses.
Yeah, 13 misses.
And that's a 20.
And he has a shield, so 19 also misses.
Okay, so I'm actually hitting him, or am I hitting those?
You're hitting him because he's shoved himself in front. So when you try to target him is the special fighter ability that he has. When you try to target the person he's protecting, he has to activate it as an ability.
Yeah.
And when you try to attack the person he's protecting, then you just switch targets to him automatically.
Okay. So for now, I'll just hit him with, or I'll do one more. Actually, yeah, I'll just stun him. I'll attempt to stun him.
Yeah, he has the added AC of the shield, so I'm not sure what that gives him.
Well, it doesn't give him anything on con saves, it's just on armor class, so the 19 wouldn't hit.
Okay, so yeah, so the 20 hits, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that would be his armor class, I think.
Yeah, if it's just a shield and a plate armor, then it's 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 20. Yeah. Plate armor and shield makes it 20, but if it's +1 or then
no,
it's
he
higher.
doesn't have enchanted armor.
So yeah, and then it needs to make a con save, purple guy.
Alright. That's his specialty. Unlucky for you. 19.
Yeah, that makes it.
Alright, and he takes 11 and 15, I assume?
Yeah.
Come on. There we go. Opening another calculator. 11 plus 15. Alright. So that happens. And he goes...
yeah.
Oh, he was just going to say, well, you're not going to get through him unless if you go through me.
And I'll tell him I'm working on it.
Alright. He just holds his shield up. And this guy has a tower shield.
Yeah.
Boy.
That way you can picture it a little better.
Yeah.
Alright, do you want to say anything else?
No.
Or do anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so that is your turn. Alright, so now it's the other guy. And this guy has a two-handed axe, which he is going to attempt to swing down on you. Because you're the guy who's attacking and no one else has acted yet, so...
Too quick.
Yeah. So he's going to attempt to hit you. his two-handed pole arm-like axe with a 14,
Misses.
a natural 1, and a 19.
He has.
Negative.
Yeah, it says disadvantage, so it's 2 attacks, right? So 14 and a 9, or how many attacks
Okay.
does he have?
He has 3. So I'm just
Okay.
going to say the 14 misses. So he's not going to roll twice on that one. The natural 1 misses, so he doesn't need to roll twice on that one. And 19 and 24 is going to be his last attack.
Okay. Yeah, the 19 hits.
Alright. So, he is going to roll some damage. As he cuts into your flesh. The 21.
21. That's a lot.
Alright. So, that guy doesn't speak or anything. He just cuts into you, that's all.
Yeah.
Alright, so Lily is Captain Bloodbeard. He's going his firearm, which magically falls from a portal in the above him. He's going to draw his duck foot. So he's going to attempt to hit all 3 of them because he's using a duck foot, which has 4 or 5 bullets. I don't remember which. So he's able to aim at all of them at once. Unfortunately, it takes a really long time to load it, but because it's just a pistol with 4 or 5 barrels, so you have to load each one individually. So it takes forever to load, but he's still gonna shoot it. Technically, it takes him a full round to reload it. So he doesn't roll to hit, they have to dodge. So, first guy, 12. That's not enough. He gets hit. Next guy, 23. He manages to get his shield up. And the guy in behind, 15. That also does not succeed. So, those 2 take. They take 11 damage each. Alright, so I need to keep track of my calculators here. Plus and the other guy didn't get it, so he doesn't need to do that. Therefore, that is his turn. So Jazai, you see this happening.
So I just walk past them all without worry and put my hand on their captain and say, "Look, I can do 2 things. I can send you to the bottom of the sea, and no one will know what happened here, and everyone will think it was just a freak accident of magic, or we can just talk this out." I know he's quite a bit, well, on the punchy side, but that's just him.
Alright.
And I can at the same time tell one of my artificers to open fire on the ship point blank.
Alright. Make a persuasion check.
Yay,
Unfortunately, it's not at advantage, which it would have been when you threatened to shoot them point blank, but it's not because he just started punching them. So you're in combat. They're So it's advantage versus disadvantage, so it's just regular.
Okay, persuasion.
20.
Mwah.
Well.
The guy goes. The guy with the shield goes. Get him to stop attacking, and maybe we'll leave.
Can I make an insight check on that?
You can. Anyone can. Does Jazai wish to?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, even with my 0 modifier. 10.
Yeah, you don't know. He has plate armor and a helmet. You can't catch any subtle signs of deception.
Well, the cursed
However,
captain.
yes, he catches a very subtle sign of deception. He wants. Here's what he. You basically gather this from the situation. He wants to get that green guy off the ship, and if possible, that the two of them. If not possible, just get the green guy off the ship.
Yeah, the
And
green guy, the one that I was going to, because he was at the door, right?
yeah,
I just yell out, don't let the green one escape. They're just buying time.
Yeah,
however,
so that's the one I'm at. So if he says that, then I'm like, well, if that's the case, bottom of the sea time.
yeah, the guy who was talking, responding, was the guy with the shield, who got in front
Okay.
of the green guy.
So I just would it be from? Oh no, yeah, I can see that because there is a window in the captain's room, right? I mean,
There's the rear window, which allows you to see behind what's behind the ship. But other than that, there's no other windows.
yeah. So I'm just gonna. Would Misty Step work in that way?
You have to see wherever you're trying to Misty Step. So as long as you can see it and it's within 30 feet, you can Misty
Yeah,
Step.
but could I take him with me if I use Misty Step?
No, it's one person. It's only you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we ruled that last time that you wouldn't have done it without, but then we said from now on it wouldn't work that way. So
Okay, so I just put a hold person on that guy then.
you're
On
going
the
to
big one?
attempt to hold person him. Okay.
Do you have a third level slot? Because you could hold it too.
It's a second level.
Yeah, but if you have a third, I don't know what.
Yeah, then I could do two people, but no, I don't.
Okay,
Okay.
still
So
pretty useful.
he's going to. Yeah, and the reason.
Oh, he needs
what
to
they.
beat a 15, by the way.
Yeah, they were probably just going to sink the ship if they could get the green guy off. That's all that they want to do. It's a 16 he needs to get, you said?
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, he is slightly more wise than you might have thought.
Nope.
However, he rolled super crappily. So, he is frozen in place.
Good job.
And then just don my armor just out of the thin air.
Alright. That happens.
And that's all I can do.
Alright, this is the guy with the shield.
No, it's the yeah, it's
Yeah, guy with the shield goes first.
yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember the orders.
Yeah. So, guy with shield.
He can make a new wisdom save at the end of his turn. That's all.
Oh, the guy with the shield isn't frozen. It's the green
okay.
guy who's.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I assume anyway. I assume that that's what Geo wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the green one, that's a whole person.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he thought it might have been the guy with the shield, but that's okay. Either way, he is going to. He has a few options. However, here's the option that he is going to go with. He sort of goes like this to the guy with the axe, if you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He does this hand motion to the guy with the axe.
Yeah, that's a
And-
bit impossible with third person because he's paralyzed.
Made the same mistake. The guy with the shield is not the guy with the green armor. He has purple armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has purple armor.
Yeah.
So the guy with the purple armor goes like this to the guy with the axe who has blue armor, and then he's just going to grab the guy with the green armor, and he's going to attempt to just move him.
I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity, and I'm gonna try and stun him.
And he has to move past me.
Damn.
Yeah, he's just going to try to move past everybody. 17 doesn't hit him, unfortunately.
So he's grappling somebody. So is he moving at half speed then?
Yes, but he manages to get to the door. But unfortunately, he has to use some of his movement to get through the door. So he kicks the door open. But other than that, he can't do anything else.
Okay, so we're still in the inside of the ship, or are we? We're not out of the deck yet, right?
No, he's not out on the deck yet. He's technically in the square that would be in the ship, but he's right next to the square that would go out of the captain's quarters.
Okay, cool.
And he's he's pushing the guy he's protecting behind him. So that way you can't get to him, is what he's trying to do. So that leaves him. He gets to make a wisdom save. So wisdom save, which is 8, like it was before. 17 this time. Does that succeed? I think it was 16.
It's against your spell, Geo, because you threw it on the talker.
17. Yeah. So yeah, that saves.
Okay, so the guy in the green armor is actually able to move, but I think he had to do that on the end of his turn.
Yeah, end of his turn. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's able to move, but he hasn't moved. So, Captain.
Okay.
You have one guy within melee range, and if you have to move out of his melee range in order to get to the guy with the shield.
I will take the hit, so he can roll to attack me at disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I roll the same thing. What was the? Okay, here it is.
Plus 8.
Yep. Just making sure I rolled the same thing. So 18 and 26. So 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Right, 2d10.
And that's a lot of damage.
How much was it? Plus
6.
6. Yeah. He has a big axe for a reason. 9 damage.
I take it back.
I rolled super bad. I got a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, and I'm gonna run out, and I'm gonna put a vial in my hand, and I'm gonna try to jam my fist into the face of this armored knight, or the guy with the shield.
Okay, you're going to attempt to do that. You can attempt to do that. Which vial are you using? The paralyzed one or the damaged one? Okay.
Paralyzed one.
Okay. So you need to make an unproficient attack, melee attack, because technically you're attempting to shove something down someone's throat, which is not your forte.
Unarmed.
It's technically an improvised weapon. So
yeah, I was just trying to see if I got anything from that, but I don't. Unless it's considered a monk weapon.
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, improvised weaponry is not.
That's 14.
Unfortunately, he gets his shield up and you smash the vial on his shield.
Okay, sure.
So which vial did you waste, so to say?
Paralyzed one.
Oh god.
And I will just punch him then.
Okay.
For my second attack.
His shield is unfortunately a tower shield, which leaves you little room to get around. So you just punch the shield.
And I will punch the shield again.
Yes, unfortunately you punch the shield again.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright. Now it is dude with the axe. He is going to do the order that he was given, which is he takes out a little horn and he blows into it, making a noise. And everyone on the opposing ship draws their weapon, and some of them attempt to cross onto the other ship. However, some of them are going to remain on the other ship because that's just too many people at once. So, the axe guy, that took his action, unfortunately. So he's just going to move within range of the captain, the cursed captain, and that's all he's gonna do. So Captain Bloodbeard sees that they're attempting to flee, and he, instead of attacking, because he sees that that's not gonna go so well, probably at the moment, he goes, "Just unfurl the sails!" So that's what he's going to attempt to do, and he's going to run out up to the navigator area.
Not yell also for the cannons to fire since he knows those are ready.
Well, you can do that. He's attempting to do something else.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Josiah's turn.
So yeah, I just go towards the stairs, knowing that there's someone, and just yell to release hell and just fire off.
All right.
Set them off with a bang.
They have to prepare, like they have to light the fuse and everything. So that's going to take a few seconds.
Well, I told them to be ready.
Yes, but they still have to light the fuse. You can't just have the fuse lit. They are ready, but it's still going to take a couple seconds for the fuse to go down. Unless if you just wanted them to blow their own arms off to shoot quicker. They're not going to do. Alright, so this is guy with shield. He's going to take the attack of opportunity again and attempt to keep dragging his companion.
24.
Yeah, you hit him.
11 and 10. Stun. Con save. Do it. Come on.
Okay. Plus 11. Yeah, he's got some damage on him. Okay, so his con save was what? Seems like he had an 8, I think. Based on what's there.
It's all 8s, don't worry.
Yeah, they're pretty trained in what they're doing, what they're good at. But what they're not good at, they're not. So 27.
Yes, barely.
Okay, so he manages to get him halfway to the gangplank, moving half speed. However, it is now his turn, and he manages to get to the ship and climb onto the ship. Because he's just going to double move and get onto the other ship.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Cursed Captain's turn.
I'm gonna turn around to the guy behind me. Because I'm blocking the exit. I am gonna do Hour of Reapening, and I'm gonna scare him further into the ship. below deck.
All right.
So wisdom save.
Wisdom. He was hired for his bulk, not his brain. However, he
If
still
he's
rolls
going
a
below
20.
deck past me, then he's a tiny problem because, well, I'm there by the stairs.
However, he rolled a 20.
Okay. So can I still use my bonus action to punch him once, or no?
You can, if you wish.
Yeah, I will. That's 17.
He has plate armor, so that does not hit him.
Yeah.
So, it is his turn. And he sees this weird aura come from you. Unfortunately, he is not phased by it. So, he is going to roll his +8 attack, it looks like.
A disadvantage on each ones.
Okay, that misses. That could hit. 17.
17 barely hits. And now it's a normal roll, because he hit.
Okay. So, another normal roll, which is 10, so he doesn't hit you.
So 1 hit.
Okay. So, 2d10 plus 6. Ooh, 18. As he strikes down into your unarmored form, seems like it's doing more damage because he doesn't have to cut through armor, and this weapon is probably used for that. So that's his turn.
Okay. One more
Captain
of those
Blood
hits, and I'm probably down.
gets to the navigational area. Manages to get the crew together to unfurl the sails and everything. And your ship starts moving. So it seems as though anybody who is on the ship is probably going to be stuck there, unless they try to jump over. Which plate armor individuals
are not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, they're not going to have a good time. And Jazai's turn, and after your turn is when the cannons are going to go. So it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah. So the 2 purple ones are still on our ship, right?
The blue one and the purple one is still on the ship. However, the green guy managed to get onto the other ship.
I'm gonna
The blue
rip
one
off
is with
the
me anymore,
gangplank.
probably.
Yeah, the blue one is pinned in the captain's quarters.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip off the gangplank.
Yeah, the
Then they
gangplank
have a
already
hard
fell
time
in the
of
water.
jumping.
They already fell in the water, so...
Okay,
Yeah,
then...
because it moved slightly and your people are not holding onto it, so it just sort of slipped and then fell down.
Okay, time to beat a purple guy.
Alright, purple guy is the guy with the tower shield, so go ahead.
I have a warhammer.
Yes, 28 hits him.
And your warhammer is more accurate than my fists.
So that's a 1.
Seems I should use a weapon as well. Maybe it'll help.
Another warhammer.
Technically, you have a weapon.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm using the gloves.
And that's a 19.
19 misses. You hit his tower shield.
Do I have any bonus action that could say I am not in front of you right now? Come on, give me a bonus action spell.
Well, you have your plate armor. That'll help.
Yeah, Misty Step is a one-time use.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, did you use it?
No.
Well, if you didn't use it, you can use it.
Yeah, but I want to actually blast him away. Well, I can take it, I guess.
If that's what you want to do.
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Alright, so you used the Misty Step to get away?
No, I'm just staying there where I am.
Okay, you're gonna stay there. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. That's all I can say. So, before the Tower Shield guy's turn, you hear as your man of war ship fires upon the enemy ship, causing significant damage. However, I'm going to say for narrative's sake, they aren't sinking yet. It did significant damage, and a lot of their troops on their ship are hurt because they got hit by cannonballs or whatnot. However, their ship is not sinking yet.
Yeah, it takes more than a barrage usually to sink those ships.
So, but their ship is severely damaged. They're going to have to repair it on the go if they manage to get away. So, it is now Tower Shield guy's turn. However, you guys are moving, but you're in combat, so the guy who's moving the ship is going to attempt to circle the enemy ship or whatever is necessary to allow you to line up your shots again. But they have to reload, so that's going to take a couple turns, unfortunately. So, it is now Tower Shield guy's turn. He goes, "Captain, I give my life for you." As he just sort of stands with his shield down, and he just rushes forward with his shield as he's going to attempt to charge. So he can, if he can move through people's spaces as he does this move. So I need I need both the cursed captain, because he's gonna move through your space.
So he's running
And-
back inside the ship.
Yeah, he's gonna move through your space and try to hit Josiah. He's not caring for his own safety at this moment.
Okay, sure.
So
What save is it?
unfortunately, he doesn't proc opportunity attacks as he's doing this because you're attempting to dodge his attack. So it's a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dex save it will be
21.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way completely.
Nope.
However, you're in your plate armor and you didn't expect him to just charge. And he manages to hit you and move you out of the way as he continues running past you. So he's going to hit you. Has a chance of not doing much damage, but has a chance of doing a lot of damage. So let's see. He deals 12 damage to you as he just rams into you with his shield, and it knocks you out of his path as he continues running. However, you're not prone. You're not prone. You just got knocked out of the space that you were in, and it allowed him to move into a different space, is basically what's happening. So he is currently standing next to the desk. He is not within melee range of either of you. He charged past. But that's all he can do. It uses his double movement to use it, and that's all he can do with his turn. The green guy, he is attempting to you just hear him shouting, "Leave this area! We'll come back for these scum later." And their ship begins to start moving. However, their ship is smaller than yours. It's just mostly a troop carrying ship, and it has less cannons on it. So they're less likely to be able to just fire on you and sink your ship. But their ship is smaller, so they're able to move more quickly. So, technically, if they manage to get out from under your barrage, they can potentially get away. So, It is now the cursed captain's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go all in and actually stun this guy, or I'm pretty much dead. So I'm gonna try. 11. 27. Is he stunned?
Okay.
Con save.
He needs to make a con save. So which guy are you hitting? The axe guy?
Yeah, the X guy, the one I'm fighting. The other one just ran past, so he's far away.
So that guy, he has less constitution than the shield guy. Because
So
his
it's
is
8.
more strength. No. But he still rolls a 24.
Okay. I'm gonna have to attempt to hit him again. 26 and another con save. He needs
Okay.
to be stunned.
21.
Okay. And I'm dead now, so I'm gonna spend my last key to hit him again. 16.
Alright. 16 does not hit him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good luck.
Alright. He turns to you with his large axe. Yeah, those guys who, just so you're aware, the guys that were alerted with the horn, unfortunately they fell into the sea. So they're not on the ship. So you don't have to worry about them. So he is going to swing.
Miss.
That's a
Okay.
natural
For the
one.
next one.
23, but he has disadvantage, right?
Yes.
So he doesn't get the natural 20.
You can see if he knocks me out on that one.
Let's see.
I have 17 HP.
Two
There-
D10. He does exactly 17 damage.
So I'm unconscious, not bleeding out.
Yeah, so you're just unconscious. You're stable and unconscious.
Is he hitting again, or is he moving away?
He doesn't gratuitously hit you.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, you're unconscious.
But he's moving out of my...
Unfortunately, unconscious people cannot hit people even if they're moving out of range. He moves towards Jazai to use his third attack. And his third attack is not 2d10, but 1d20.
Damn it!
20! As he rolls 2d10. Plus 6. 21 damage.
Oh, I like how I got
2
the
points below half
amazing...
health.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage. I like how I got the amazing rolls all of the time earlier when I was fighting piranhas and sharks, but when I fight actually powerful people, I just get shitty rolls.
Yeah, this guy he's the anti-armor guy. Like, he said he was gonna bring him bodyguards, so he brought his two best. He's not gonna bring his two worst.
Yeah, I just mean the rolls. Like, I consistently rolled like 15 and higher earlier, but now I roll like below 10 usually.
Yeah. So he brought his best guys. This is his anti-armor guy. This is the guy he brings to take down heavily armored opponents. The other guy is just the guy who's supposed to get him out of there, which he succeeded in doing. So, yeah, he's just a defensive guy, is what his purpose is. So, they both did what they were supposed to do. So, it's Captain, and he's just making sure that he's sort of doing like the Assassin's Creed 4, where you have the guy standing next to the other guy, making sure that everything's in place, make sure that they're steering in the right direction, that sort of thing. He's just making sure that the navigator is getting into position where they can fire again when they get the chance. Josiah's turn. This guy with this
Yeah.
huge axe is just a problem.
Well, I can tell him to go eat some very nice. Do I have the spikes? Let me double check. Yeah, oh wait. I totally forgot where the hell I got that from. I, I do have chromatic orb, but what did I have that from again? Oh, the chromatic. Oh, I didn't set it up right. That's why it's so broken. You know the blunderbuss?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I didn't set it up correctly, so it's pretty broken. So yeah, then it's just Warhammer time.
Okay. Go ahead.
26. That's 11.
Yeah, how are they both looking? Are they bloodied and stuff, or?
Again, not a Warhammer.
Let me see. I'll just double check.
20 total
The guy you
damage.
did the most damage. The guy you did the most damage to is on the other ship. The shield guy is bloodied, but the other one is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took 20 damage, the one that just hit me.
Okay, and after that damage, he will be bloodied. Plus 9. Yeah, he's not doing great either at this point. However, it is now the shield guy's turn. He is just going to walk up behind you, and unfortunately, you guys can use flanking, but so can they. Just gonna. Okay. So we're gonna end in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So probably after this fight. If you guys kill them fast enough, that is. So he's gonna roll at advantage. And he hasn't attacked yet, so you don't know what his thing is. So
It's +8. No, that's not an 8.
yeah, his is he just if you were building a character, he's a character that was built to protect other characters, not to actually do things other than that. So he gets to roll 3 attacks against you. So 1, 2, 3. So he hits once with his long sword. Unfortunately, like I said, he's just built for defense, so he doesn't hit you for much. 9 damage. The guy on the other ship is getting their ship going. And Giovanni, you took 9 damage. I don't know if you
Oh,
heard
gosh.
that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he used his longsword to deal 9 damage to you.
I need the GTFO.
So, the guy on the other ship, he's ordering that they just leave the area. He doesn't care what else happens as long as they leave the area. However, there are people stationed on cannons, so they fire on your ship, which deals a little bit of damage. Like, it's enough damage that you know that you'll have to repair the ship, but it's not enough damage to sink your ship nowhere near. And some people below decks might be injured, but other than that, they're probably. It seems as though they might get away. Captain, you are unconscious, and you remain so. So this is Axe Guy.
I'm in problems.
He's gonna use his anti-armor axe. Okay, so 2 hits. I have a feeling you might be down.
Yikes!
Just do double ones or 4 ones.
Yeah, 4 ones is maybe the only way he'll survive. 19
Yeah.
and 11.
The first one already KO'd me.
Okay, so did it do more than just bringing you to 0, the 19?
Yeah, it brought me to -1.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Since both players are unconscious, it's going to go into cinematic mode, where basically you can't input anything, and it's just going to be based on rolls. So first, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to roll Jazai some death saving throws, which you've had bad luck with. 3. Roll another
Not
one.
meant to be.
17, that's a success. Roll another one. 5, another failure. Roll another one. 11, a success.
Always! It always comes down to this.
You have over a 50% chance of saving. So
Yeah,
you
you saved.
are safe. You are safe. They don't gratuitously attack you, because that isn't what they're doing. They're attempting to take out their best warriors, and they did so. So D20 rolls to determine what happens. Okay. 11, 15, and 7. Okay. So you guys, you wake up on the ship, and the other ship is not. Well, you two wake up in your respective quarters. You can investigate what happened, and that's where we'll end once you investigate what happened. So you guys can investigate however you wish.
Okay.
No, he'll just stay in his quarters.
Okay, you wake up with 1 hit point, so you decide to rest. And I'll say that you managed to get your full rest if you wish.
Yeah, I get up, set my armor to the demi-plane.
Alright, it's quite damaged. You'll have to repair that later.
Yeah.
However, you send it away. And the armor was. You were in the armor, but they laid you in your bed. Still,
Yeah.
like they didn't want to take the armor off of you or anything, so they
So
just
they
put you
were
in your.
carrying a Git Yankee plus 150 of weight.
Yeah.
That's quite heavy.
Well, who said that they didn't use multiple people?
Yeah, that's true.
So they put you in the bed. Your bed is sturdy enough to hold your armor.
Yeah.
You've made a sturdy bed, and you send it away, and then you just sort of are floating like slightly above the bed, and you just sort of fall into the bed as the armor goes away, and then you just fall slightly.
And
the
then heal myself up a little bit.
All right.
And it's broken.
Okay, we'll
All
say
my
that
spells are broken.
you can fix that on your own time.
And fixed.
However, do you want to investigate the ship?
Yeah, I'm gonna see how the ship is. So that
All right.
gives me total 14 hit points. I am now at investigation.
Yeah, sure. See what you can gather by yourself.
That's
All
a
right.
15.
The ship is heavily damaged.
Well, I get my very special mending hammer out.
Yep. You can use that. However, I'm going to give you the rest of your investigation. Like you take in the whole ship, and then you decide to fix it.
Yeah.
If you wish. So you start looking around the ship. You go to the brig. Some of the cells are broken into from the outside. However, there is a cell that is intact that has 2 people in it. They are
Don't
both
say
alive.
the people in armor, I guess, as much.
Yeah. The 2 people in armor are in the brig. So they haven't decided to join you, is what that means. He would have, if they were in a position of surrender, he would have tried to press them into service, and if they refused, they were locked in the brig, is what happens.
Okay.
So he tried to get them to join him. Obviously, their loyalties lie elsewhere. They're
Obviously.
basically bounty hunters for a country, so he was unsuccessful in doing that, so he locked them in the brig until their fate is decided. So, yeah, you got 3 really good rolls, which means that you fired back on them, is what the first one is, because you start asking people. The second one was to see if you took out the big purple guy, which you succeeded. And the third one was to see if you took out the axe guy, which was successful. So you did so without many casualties. You go to the infirmary, and there's a few people who are injured. Some appear like they're gonna die soon if it isn't intervened on.
So let's intervene then. How many spells do I need to expend for that?
I'll say 3. Because it looks like a few
second
of them.
level, or can I also do first level?
As long as you cast healing on them, they'll be sufficient enough to survive.
What? How did I do that? What? When I'm on the spell page, what the fuck?
I don't know. Anyway, as long as you use a healing spell on them, they will recover.
Okay, let's do that again. L1, L2, L3.
Alright. One of them seems like he's doing a little worse off than the others, but they're still healed their full hit points. So.
Yeah, they're gonna pull through.
Yeah. The reason why they were so severely injured is because that last roll, which was to determine whether or not they both fired back and escaped, which is what happened. Some cannonballs hit them, which is why they were so severely injured.
Okay.
One of them had half his face blown off, but he was still somehow alive. Like his skull was exposed and under bandages, so he wasn't going to pull through. The other guy, one of the other guys, got his leg blown off, and another guy, his hand was crushed and mangled. Yeah, getting hit with a cannonball is not pretty.
Yeah. So one has a pack leg, one just had a painful healing of his hand, and the other one, well, he's not gonna die.
Yeah. So he's gonna pull through. He's one of the ones that you healed 10. So his face miraculously just went back to the way it was before. And the other guy who had the crushed hand, he's one of the other ones that you healed for 10, and his hand, it was a sickening sound when you healed him, but he's better off for it. It just sort of went back into place. But he's better for it. It's sort of like when they put your arm back into socket, it hurts initially, but then you start to feel better after. That's basically what just happened.
Yeah.
And the guy who had the leg healed, his wound is healed. However, he'll have to have a peg leg for a while. And if he wishes, he can spend quite a bit of money to get his leg back. But whether or not that'll happen, that's up to him.
Yeah.
So those guys are fine. And yeah, from what you talked to the other people, their ship was severely damaged and had flames coming from it, but they got out of range before they could finish them off. So you don't know if their ship sunk or if they managed to get back to shore or what, but their ship had flames coming from it, and it looked from the artificers probably where they store their gunpowder, but they didn't hear an explosion before they got out of sight, so you don't know if they sunk or not.
Okay, so I asked. Yeah, so that's that. So last room I check is the captain's room.
Yeah, he's fine. He's perfect.
Yeah, the room also fine, or is that in shambles or something?
Yeah, the desk is broken in half, and his map is torn down the middle. But he says, "Oh, that was me. Me fighting against those two who
Yeah.
managed to get away. If you two
Just,
would have."
just hold the two pieces
He's gonna
together.
say something. He's gonna say something. If you two wouldn't have been knocked unconscious, maybe we could have shot their ship and prevented them from escaping. But unfortunately, I had to stop helping the navigator, and he turned too far, and we couldn't catch back up. He seems kind of frustrated.
Well, yeah. Let me at least fix the desk and the map.
All right, you use your hammer of mending,
Mm-hmm.
and he seemed fine with the the stuff being smashed. He's more upset about the fact that they got away.
Yeah. Let me also. Then I just go to repair duty with the hammer.
All right, and it does help. It every time you hit with it, it's as if you cast mending. So you can pretty quickly repair some of this stuff. However, some of it is beyond the spell mending, which then you have to put other stuff in the way and help fix that.
Well, mending has a cubic foot of space you can fix something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it can't fix the things that are missing. Like you
Yeah,
can't
that's true. Yeah.
create everything.
yeah, like some of the wood during the battle was lost to the ocean, so
Yeah, that way you need to actually replace and fix it.
yeah. You can use the mending to make it flush, like more even. But other than that, it doesn't do anything. You have to actually put things in place. And the jail cells that were broken open were there were cannonballs embedded in the floor and things like that. So you casting mending would fix it, but you have to get the cannonball out of the floor, and it's a whole mess.
Yeah,
So
that.
you do help the other artificers remove various debris, um, fix bent metal and wood, things of that nature. And within a couple of hours, I'll say that the ship is within usable standards. Some of it is just patchwork, which will get you to your destination, but once you're there, you'll have to do more permanent repairs.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that will be the end for now. Clicking stop.
Yeah.